watching sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden.
Hello. Hello. We're just waiting for the music to die down. I don't know how everyone else does it, by the way. Like, you know, professional presenters and people like that. They just have everything just on point, and I have always the technical gremlins. Maybe this channel, maybe this community is where the technical gremlins live. This is where the technical gremlins reside. Hello, friends. Hello, autistic cats. Hello, goblins. Right, yeah. So look, about the stream, and I'll mention it now because I know a lot of people watch the stream afterwards, so I'll just let you know. I hope you're all doing well. I've had the shittest week ever. My mother was taken into hospital a week ago, which isn't really the biggest issue at all. She actually went in for an x-ray, which was fine. She had a fall. This is a problem when you have elderly parents that you're sort of responsible for. because I need more responsibility in my life, but there's no offense. I do love my parents, but holy crap, sometimes I do want to smash my head against the wall. Just literally got back from the hospital today. And my mother hadn't seen a doctor in the last few hours because they were looking for an interpreter. They were looking for a translator to speak Bengali, apparently. My mother speaks perfect English. She just so happens to be Malaysian. So yeah, it's been really crap. I've literally spent like most of the past week, literally straight after the last live stream, so like Wednesday, I'd made my video on, you know what? I can't even remember what my video was about. That's right. It was on yeah, come for the autism, stay for the fails, because I can't remember. Yeah, it's the one with John Campbell. It was the, you know, autism's on the increase, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all before. You all know. But anyway, she literally went into hospital straight after that. So I know some of you thought something was up because I was replying to all of the comments. The reason why that video, I've replied to hundreds and hundreds of comments. The reason why, if you look at the one with, if you look at not yesterday's, Sunday's video, see what I mean in my brain, but like a week ago's video, you'll see me replying to everyone, all the trolls, everything. I'm just replying to them. The reason is because I'm in the hospital. And, you know, between sort of caring for my mum and sort of trying to interface with the staff, yeah. So anyway, so what happened was she went in for the x-ray, no problem at all. One of the doctors starts talking to me about DNR. He wants my approval for a DNR. In other words, don't resuscitate her if she dies. And he said she's going to die, and we don't want to jump on her and break her chest, you know, ribs, because CPR is really, really brutal. If any of you have done CPR training, you will know you have to compress the chest by like 1.5 inches, you know, for like an adult. You have to compress, you have to break people's chest. Anyway, my mother is a nurse, or was a nurse, her whole life. My mother has been a nurse, and she heard the whole damn thing, and then she was like really, really upset. They then sort of like started treating her for a stroke. They turned her in bedbound. My mother became damaged by the hospital. So the whole weekend, it's just a case of like fighting with the hospital because, you know, they were treating her literally wrong. Tried speaking to one nurse who pretended not to speak English. I'm like, hello, hi, my mum just needs like some help because, and then they're just sort of ignoring me. Holy crap, you guys have got no idea. Well, you have ideas, of course, but I mean, like, no idea about what's in my head. So I'm telling you. So yeah, so all of that, right? And obviously Nina's been great, and, you know, my dad's struggling. So yeah, so all of that stuff. And that's what happens when you have sort of like elderly parents. Let me tell you what last week has been. It's been like an open sewer. It's been literally like walking by an open sewer. that is what the last week has felt like for me, particularly. The hospital staff been really, really bad. Like really, 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 really bad. Not all of them, obviously, but like the crux of it has been really bad. So my mother was dying over the weekend, and I've just had to fight to just, with Nina as well, obviously, just to get, social workers on point, and it's working now. So like now she has like social workers and OT, and I'm able to tell the story. That's okay. I have permission. But holy shit, do you know what I mean? It's been crap. It's been one hell of a week. It's been utterly horrendous. Like, I've got safeguarding concerns. Let me tell you, I mean, it's only when you confront the hospital and say, hey, look, I have safeguarding concerns because, and I'm listing reasons that I don't want to mention them all right now because some of them are pretty nasty reasons. They literally bedbound my mother, even though she's mobile. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just horrible to watch your mum like sort of so distressed because she's sort of shitting herself because they haven't, they won't let her go to the toilet. And it's just crap. I can't even begin to tell you. I have had, things are better now, but I've just been in fix it mode. So I've just been on go, like, for the past week. Obviously, that has impacts, as well. And I'm trying to, my mum actually she's actually okay. She had a brain injury a long time ago. But she's actually all right. There is no medical issue. They would prefer to be in the hospital, but they can't sort of discharge her until doctors. So they made her really, really sick. They made her really, really sick. But she went in for an X-ray, which is clear. She's okay. She did have a fall. The X-ray is clear, no problem, nothing in there. And now she's like, "What's wrong with me?" They're talking about like not wanting to give you CPR or whatever, and it's like, well, and to be frank, these conversations I'm able to have, but I'm able to have these conversations. It's okay. Alexithymia is a superpower in that regard because it's like I'm not going to feel it now. And also knowing that now, I suppose the advantage to actually knowing if you are autistic, if you think you might be an autistic person, and you're right, you happen to think you're autistic. Actually, that is true for a lot of people. Most people, it seems, thinking that they're autistic actually bloody well are. It's quite frightening. Not everyone is alexithymic, but a little bit of alexithymia does help. And if you know that in advance, you know you can deal with situations. You've got a timer. Wendy, yeah, making official complaint, yeah, absolutely. It gets worse and worse and worse. Like literally, I've just come back from the hospital. They said, "Could you stay, please, because doctor's coming." And it's like, cool, no worries. And that's where I made the thumbnail. By the way, the thumbnail to my stream, I made that literally by my mum's bedside. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, some of you will know. Like Wendy, obviously, Wendy knows me quite well, and we know each other in person. But when you see a content creator on the screen, it is very much like you see like a show or something. And it's true, you do see a sanitized show. But there is real life as well, which basically everyone in Discord knows, like, real life 24/7. But yeah, it's been hell. But alexithymia for the win, because you can literally just hold off on things and go, okay, let's just deal with that. And then you just sort of spend the next sort of hour or so sitting in your car or outside or around a bush or wherever you can get some peace, just shaking. If I were in hospital, my goodness, that it is not an autism friendly environment. In fact, it feels like hospitals are essentially designed. My mother is not autistic. That's my dad. Holy crap. My dad is autistic, and he's had some. Let me just say I'm diagnosing him. I've got a whole sheet of stories, autism stories from my dad. Holy crap. But just from today. But yeah, he's doing all right. So yeah, that's the situation on the ground, and that's just the real sort of reality of it. And I appreciate everybody's condolences, and you're all people have shit times, and it's true. And you tend not to see it from content creators, but that makes sense because you want to keep things private. And obviously I have permission and I'm able to share some stories. The really meaty ones, unfortunately, are a bit too personal for me to share. But the gist of it is mum had a fall, needed an X-ray, ended up getting brought into hospital where they nearly killed her. So that's been my week. And my weeks are not normally like that, I have to tell you. My weeks are normally fine, but yeah, so things just kind of built up a bit. But on the flip side, there's an awful lot of I don't know. I guess I have a lot of stories and a lot of content. Yeah, Wendy, it's hitting me hard now. I mean, it's I mean, I don't even know how to say it. It's incredibly difficult, for want of a word. And I don't mind the odd bit of swearing on my show, but it's like it's still, you know, it's there are no words really. But things are improving now, but only after a huge amount of energy. And you think, wow. That was there was one old lady on the ward actually, and she said, you know, imagine what it's like for people that don't have families come to visit them, and you know, or to advocate for them, and that's something else. So yeah, really difficult. Remember to hydrate. So anyway, I thought I'd let you all know, because there were a couple. I think I worried a couple of people because it's not possible. A lot of YouTubers, particularly bigger ones, have teams. If you ever get a reply from a YouTuber that's big on YouTube, there's a really good likelihood that it hasn't come from the content creator themselves. It's their team replying, and there are apps that do this as well. And even YouTube itself will offer AI replies to people. It gives like 3 AI responses, and they're all awful. They're like, if somebody like leaves a comment and it's like a really heartfelt comment, YouTube will suggest things like, you know, there, it's all right, you know, it'll be okay, you know, sort of thing. But like really sarcastic, like if like 3 really sarcastic replies to people. Yeah. So if you ever see that from a content creator, it's because they misclicked, but that happens. So I had a lot of time on my hands where I couldn't work, but I could reply. And thank you everyone, and Autism Addict and Anna and Layla and So She Confused and Wendy and everyone. You're all great. I'm not trauma dumping, I promise. Maybe a tiny bit, but so obviously I had time, I had an opportunity to kind of reply to people, and I felt I just replied. I replied to hundreds of comments. If you it's the wrong thing to do, especially when people are trolling you. But I would like to take a moment to thank the internet trolls for being obtuse and unreasonable and rude. Everyone that's criticized me over the telepathy tapes in the last couple of weeks, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you all telling me what a rubbish person I am, what a terrible journalist I am. I'm not a journalist, FYI. I guess that was journalism, sort of. In truth, my telepathy tapes response, yeah, it could have been stronger for sure. The video actually wasn't about telepathy tapes. It was about John Campbell and about the claims he made and about the evidence. But telepathy tapes happened, and I just kind of crammed it in, and I feel bad about that. It deserved more attention, so, you know. But I appreciate the hundreds of people, thousands actually, because most people's comments got spammed, telling me what an awful person I am and how terrible everything is, and how, you know, I should fuck off and die and all that sort of stuff. Some of it was just obscene, but some of the trolls were fantastic, and I actually had a really good time replying to them. So I'm really, really. So if any of you want to see like me just replying to people, it's not feasible for a content creator to reply to everyone when you get hundreds of comments. Like when you get like 500 comments on a YouTube video, like there isn't time to reply to everyone. And I enjoy it, actually. I enjoy the community. I enjoy the back and forth. Yeah, Ashley, I mean, do you know what? My week has been hell, but I did mean to ping Meg about that. We do look out for each other. You know what I mean? Like you a little bit of like, hey, watch out on this either this topic or these people or whatever. So my week was going pretty bad, and I decided to make it a little bit worse by mentioning Autism Speaks. So I had a reply from Mrs. Autism Speaks yesterday, telling me to correct my facts and that I'm spreading misinformation. In truth, I made a mistake. Oh no, don't burn yourself, Saber. Burn yourself. In truth, this is last Sunday's video. I talked about a few things. It was about profound autism, and the only reason Autism Speaks came into it, the only reason, is because I googled profound autism. I mean, what the hell? I'm making a video. I'm literally making a video about profound autism. I'm going to Google profound autism. I did make a mistake, but it's actually quite funny. Helly, I'll tell you in a minute. Let me. Shalom. Moving day is a very overwhelming time. Moving, changing or losing a job or relationship. Those are the three. Or losing a family member. Those are the three big things. The biggest sort of stressors. I am going to make content about it. But let me quickly tell you. So I made a video about profound autism on Sunday. Some of you might have seen it. I hope you do, by the way. I thought it was actually quite a good video. And Michael, that's really sweet. Thank you. You're going to make me cry. Nobody be nice for a moment, please. Nobody be nice. Be nice to each other. Just hold off. I'm running on, like, I don't know what my energy level is. I wish we had a fucking meter. I wish I had a number in here, which was like 12% you need to plug in to recharge. I wish I could take a bloody cable and charge myself with a USB cable. Actually, I shouldn't probably do anything with that. It's got like 20 watts. Okay, 20 watts isn't the worst, but you don't lick cables. Everybody stop it. Don't make me cry. Amelia, you too. Stop it. Right. As I was saying, my video, yeah, if you want to know why I'm a bit frazzled, watch the first 10 minutes. I don't really want to dwell on it too much. Cillian, thank you. Nice to see you, by the way. I've not seen your name before. Welcome. Where was I? Oh yeah, Autism Speaks. Let me just get this out. So last Sunday, I made a video called About Profound Autism. And obviously, as part of my research, I'm going to find out, I'm going to Google as well. Like, I'm not saying Google is like all of the research in my videos. It's not. But look, like, I do Google the subjects I'm going to be talking about. Like, just saying. And I just Googled profound autism. If you Google profound autism, you'll see the issue, right? You'll see, if you Google profound autism, you'll see. I don't know if it was on the first page or the second page, but it found a public post by Eileen, who is the director of social media for Autism Speaks. She probably has the most important job at Autism Speaks, actually. And she's largely responsible for the rebrand of Autism Speaks' output. Eileen Lamb. If you're watching, Eileen, it is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I'm sorry it had to be under these circumstances. Eileen made a post on Facebook and it was public. So I'm not prying. I promise you I'm not prying. I Googled profound autism and she came up on either the first page or the second page. Okay. And you saw the post because I showed it in my video. And what it was she's got 2 children, I believe. I don't know her family that well. I'm not about like finding out about people and their families, like if they're not friends or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's a bit awkward. The problem I've got, right, is she replied to me and I pinned her comment. Okay, to be fair, I pinned her comment. She's accusing me of misinformation and getting my facts right. You need to get my facts right. The fact I got wrong was I got her kid's name wrong. Like I got the kid's name wrong. That's what I did. That was my fuck up. I got the kid's name wrong. I don't know her family that well, so I made a mistake. I will correct. I can't correct the mistake in the video, so I pinned her comment and I've apologized for like that little fuck up. Get her on semantics. Do you really think she'd want to talk to me? Like, I don't look. I don't want to be responsible for like the divide. But there is a divide. Ashley, I just Googled, it was at the top of page 2. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for validating my point. Yeah, it was just right there. I just Googled profound autism. I think I put quotes around it. And it's just right there. You know what I mean? It's right there. There you go. Top of page 2. There you go. And it's like, that wasn't part of my like, that was part of my research. I'm just reading around. I did all the Lancet stuff. And then I just thought, let's just have a little read around, see what people are saying, see what Google pulls up. And Google pulled a post up. I haven't seen the video that upset her. But what I did say in my video, Hele, you got a name wrong. What's the issue? What about the topic at hand? Well, quite, Hele. And we can disagree about videoing children and putting them online. I'm not going to. I actually think it's wrong. Okay, I think if you are, I'm not saying if you've got videos of your kids online, because you know there's tons of photos and video of my son from, you know, when he's in doing whatever. The schools take pictures and videos of the kids. You know, they do all kinds of stuff. None of that is like, who gives a shit? But none of it is like, look at this meltdown. Oh, look how bad this is. I've got no opportunity, no time to do that. I didn't, when my mum was upset in hospital, I didn't film her. And let's assume I did film her, which I didn't, but let's just say I did. Would I then post it on my YouTube page and go, oh, look at this. Look how hard. Look at it. What the fuck? Like, even saying it out loud, it's just obscene. Just say it, just, you know what I mean? And it's just obscene. And I'm not saying you can't have obscene thoughts. I'm just saying, like, it is just an obscene thing to do. And with children, like my philosophy on parenting, and everyone has different philosophies. It's all fine. It's just fine. We can all have different ideas. My philosophy on parenting is predominantly, you're looking after the kid's future potential, right? It's like the kid's future potential. And you're doing them no favors if you post. And I don't know that this happened. I haven't gone looking. There wasn't a link or anything. I didn't go looking. And it isn't about Eileen specifically. Well, it kind of is, but it's about that whole culture of just posting. If you go on TikTok, you write the word autism, TikTok will recommend you Autism Meltdown. If you click that Autism Meltdown, no, don't do it, by the way, people. Only do it when you've got tons of energy, right? If you're intrigued, and you'll see horrific stuff. You'll see tons of, you know, uncensored imagery of children having very distressed. They're in distress. And my age. So my parents never did that to me, but obviously my age, it wasn't really possible. Back then, if you wanted to video something, you had a big flipping recorder. Do you know what I mean? And so I don't really have like I never feel jealous. I don't really feel like, oh, I wish I had, or I wish I was. But I do feel like sometimes, like, I'll see like Meg will post video of her childhood and I go, oh, damn, my son, his entire life is digital. Like, his entire life, there's tons of, you know, there's every day has probably got a handful of pictures and a handful of videos for like literally every day of his life. You could, you know, load them all into an AI or something and have them kind of like create an animation of his entire life growing up from like day zero, you know. And I don't have that because of my age predominantly. We took a picture. You needed to really take that picture. You needed to want to take that picture. It cost money. Do you know what I mean? And like at school, like when I was at school, there was hardly any media from my schooling. When I finished high school, quite a few of us brought in disposable cameras, and there are loads of pictures of me from school, but like final few days, final week of high school, but very little before. It's like a period where I just don't exist. And that's true for everyone, I think, for most people, unless your family was like, unless you came from like a super wealthy family and they had, you know, video. But even if you had a video recorder, why would, you know, tapes are expensive. Tapes would have been like the equivalent of 30, 40 pounds nowadays. Do you know what I mean? Or $40, $50. I'm purely guessing here. But like, that's how much like a tape to record, and you'd get like 60 minutes out of it. Why would they waste it filming like your pets or whatever? You know what I mean? Like Sabre. If I type Sabre into my phone, there's like 10,000 photographs, right? I mean, I'm old enough, Yusura, I didn't realize I was a millennial. Can I tell you a little fact? Meg mentioned she was a millennial, right, in one of her videos ages ago, and mentioned something about the millennials or the age, the gap, or whatever, or how long, something about that period. And it's like, shit, I'm a millennial too. What the fuck? It's like, I'm a millennial, apparently. No, I don't think it really matters like that much. I think it's like the new year or whatever. I'm glad, Papa Ski. I'm glad there's some hope there. Oh, the National Autism Strategy in Australia was released today. That's amazing, Autism Addict. I know that Advocacy, I know even Orion Kelly mentioned it ages ago when it was kind of bubbling up. The UK has one as well. Actually, that's already done now. The UK's was out. Hope it works out. Yannick, we are old. I have about 5 pages of photos from my childhood. Yeah, there you go. Same. Actually, for a period, my dad got into photography. And from like my first kind of like 5-6 years, there are actually tons of photos of me. Like it gets boring. There's just loads of them. And then nothing. And then nothing. And then just like nothing. And even university, there were no like smartphones or whatever. I remember it was when Edge came out. Telecoms people. It's when Edge came out. That's when. Yeah. So that's university. An age anyway. I don't even know why we're talking about this or how we got onto the subject. But basically, yeah, it turns out I'm a millennial. Who knew? I spent the year 2000 coming in. Nina's Gen X. AJ's Gen X. I thought I was Gen X. Jason. I had Gen X t-shirts when I was a teenager. I had Gen X t-shirt. I had some Gen X t-shirts. I thought I was Gen X. No, I'm not. Jason. You're from the. So Nina burst in yesterday when I was like, what? I'm not very good to interrupt, by the way. When I'm, yeah, it's a thing. It forms some of my autism assessment. It's an issue. I have to say the problem's mine. Or if you interrupt me, the problem might be yours. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yes, that's right. She said you're a Xennial. You're a Xennial. A shape of soup. Yes, there you go, Xennial. That one. Yeah. So she came in and she was like, "You're a Xennial." I'm like, I'm not. She didn't say it like that. You're a Xennial. She was more like, "You're a Xennial." She doesn't talk like that either. Somewhere in the middle. It's weird with that background music. I just put up some golden things to calm me and oh, I mean, like, I can do it. It's right here. And I'm very sorry, everybody. When you hear the background music on my live streams, it is a crutch. I be honest with you, it's a crutch. Sometimes I just have to use it. I'm a Xennial. Yeah, Ashley, there you go. You're using the Xennial thing, right? That's what I am then. I don't know what I identify as. I'm elder millennial. Yeah, I mean, the whole Gen thing is because yeah, it is, Laurie. I mean, it's more, I think it's really daft when you're on the boundaries. I think it is fair to say, like for example, my son grew up with technology pretty much the whole way. Pretty much, not so much in younger years, but Yusura, wait, don't want to be rude, but is it okay if I ask how old you are? Well, I can tell you that no one say anything. You can ask, but I require a guess. I require a tribute, Yusura. I require Filet Azul. I want to say Feliz. I want to say Feliz Navidad. Yeah, I think the divide between Gen X and millennials between news and my own birthday. It could literally be, Yannicka. It could literally be. It is in that. Yeah, but for me, it's a bit more difference, a bit more distance. It's all right. Toffel, I know you're older than 40. My guess is 43. I'll promise you that you have to calculate after a while, Toffel. Like after a while, sorry. Take a moment to reflect in your journal. I never do. I'm going to have to put Do Not Disturb on. I keep forgetting. Do Not Disturb. How long? For 1 hour? Until tomorrow morning? Just forever. Never turn it off. I'm 56. We're basically all pets. Ah, yeah, you're all being far too kind. No. So the channel was originally called, in fact, the domain name is, and my Instagram handle is, and it's possible a few other handles still are, Autistic After 40. And it's been a while. I'm doing mental maths in my head. Toffel was right. I'm 43. Yes, that was processing. That was processing because you know, when the summer comes around. Oh, sorry. Let me just slap everybody in the face just then. When the summer comes around, I'll be 44. Autism addict. To me, the AF means something more rebellious. Indeed, it does. What? Don't be shy. It means as fuck. Perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. I don't think you can say that in the chat, by the way. There you go. Autistic After 40 on Twitch. There you go. Awkward. Not sad. Thank you. I thought username for a second there was awkward, not ASD, and I'm like, okay. Helen, I'm 48 this year. You're young, right? Yeah. I expect to live for a while. I'm in this for the long game. I expect to live for a while. Another fork? It doesn't. Yeah. Let's have a community poll later on, if I remember, and get people to suggest stuff. Your channel name is by my channel name. Just saying, Autism Addict. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm glad. More voices is good. Like, do you know something? Sometimes my mind is, we're an amazing community. There's tons of us. We can do anything. Blah blah blah. And then I go, holy shit. There's like 78 million autistic people out there. Come on. I mean, it's enough to make at least 7 million subscribers on a channel, right? Surely. I mean, like, it's not even about that. It's just like, sometimes I think, we're amazing. And then I sort of look over my shoulder and go, holy shit, that's a big job out there. Helen, how are the kitties, Mike? Right. Well, I'm going to tell you that Dottie has decided to love my face when I'm sleeping. Ashley, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ashley. Yeah, when it's like rubbing all over my face at night and then like meowing and purring and I'm obviously trying not, because if she's rubbing around my head when I'm sleeping, and I'm obviously not sleeping anymore, I'm awake, I don't want her to butt print my face. So I'll pull the duvet over my head and then she'll be purring, and she's a big purr box. It's something else. And Dottie is the black cat. Dottie is a dot on her chest. In fact, Bruce is so named because he has a bat. Bruce has a bat symbol on his chest. Right. Well, I'm going to open the door and maybe some of them will come in. All right. So Dottie's like this one. She's standing in for Dottie. This is Lucy. Yeah, she was sleeping and I just scooped her up. She was like a croissant. You know how cats do croissants? But yeah, this is Lucy. I'll put Lucy back now. Okay. This is Dottie. Hey, Dottie. Okay. Here we go. This is Dottie. Look at her face. Right? I'm going to show you how long she is. That's a creaky chair, not a fart. I just wanted to let you know. Look, she goes, okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm annoying all the cats. Everyone is asleep. There's not a space to sit. There's cats everywhere. And I suppose that's kind of nice. I mean, you just got bathing cats. It's okay if they sleep with you as you do. But the kittens still do the zoomies, you know, they'll get up at 3 a.m. and trudge around. Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Long cat indicates a high ambient temperature. Yes, true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. And then sometimes they just turn into big balls of cat. Hi. This is Saber. Good giveaway. There he is. Oh. We'll cat stream at some point. It's just like an energy thing. Like, I mean, it's not always the streams are like this. As in, normally I take some time to think and prepare and plan what it is I want to say and all this sort of stuff, and none of that today. Just straight from the hospital and douche. Cats everywhere. Not a trudging exactly. So yeah, I've been really worn out. I'm going to do 2 minutes. We do the thing. I turn the ads off. I actually suppress the ads on my streams and only run them when we're doing a little break, which means that people that don't have YouTube Premium don't have to get the ads either. It's like an ad block. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, which is 120 seconds? Yeah. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Yeah, so I'm just manually doing this because yeah, it's really stimmy music. We'll keep it on the background then. I've got an instrumental version. Leslie, I just saw you say I got the age wrong, not the name. Oh, thank you for that. I know, I genuinely appreciate it. My God. Okay. I made a mistake. Does anybody, by the way, I thought I'd let you all know this, right? Does anybody really hate this, right? Where let's say you have an argument with someone. You remember the last time you had an in-person argument with someone. And let's just say that objectively, you are 95% correct. Okay? Let's just assume that. Let's just do a take and a given, right? And, but you've made a mistake. You said something wrong. And then the other party just hang on to that. They hang on to that one tiny little mistake that you made and just milk it for all it's worth. Just like disregarding everything you've just said. It's like, don't abuse children, but you know, oh, you got the age wrong. No, I'm not accusing anyone of abusing children. Just thought I'd say that for libel purposes. But and I genuinely don't mean that. I've got no opinion one way or the other. Obviously not on abusing children. Don't do that. Bad. So anyways, I did 2-minute break and like people leave. That would be the ADHDers. So I don't know if you ever have that. Well, obviously I'm always correct. I was about to add that in. But like, you try and say something, right? You try and sorry, just give me a sec. Yeah, right. You try and make your point, and then the other party goes, ah, that's wrong. The Healthy Gamer GG, the Dr. K drama. I still occasionally, that's really calmed down now, thank God. But I still occasionally get people contacting me or emailing me or leaving a YouTube comment. And it's interesting because it's like an old video. And it kind of, it's still there, but... And people are like, you're so rude. You're so rude. And it's like, okay. So I said the right thing. I just didn't do it with the right face stance or the right sort of energy level. So that's the thing. Actually, I was just trying to watch another video while working, Ashley. So instead of 3 drinks, you have like 3 tasks on the go at the same time. Okay. Yeah. I was not sufficiently calm for a lot of people, and this is genuinely the case. If you look on Reddit, I made the mistake of searching on Reddit. I actually quite like Reddit genuinely. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great platform, whatever, but it's actually quite an interesting place. Every subreddit is completely different. They're wild. Like some of them are really wild. Autistic Peeps is one somebody mentioned to me in the comments section, and I went there, and that is very wild. So some of you are tapping it in right now. Autistic Peeps. I thought, oh, that'd be fun because of peeps and chickens and things. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. Jennifer sent me. It arrived this week, and it couldn't have arrived at a better time. I'll be perfectly honest with you. So after my video on autistic love languages, pebbling, I think, was in the thumbnail, which is this concept that penguins actually do find really nice pebbles for their nest. Actually, a penguin's nest isn't. This is what really intrigues me. A penguin's nest is not just functional rounded stones. They go and find pretty stones, and they will steal pretty stones from their neighbors. Crime is running amok. Batman is looking in the wrong city. You should go check out the penguins, because penguins steal. I was looking for like stock imagery of like penguins stealing stones. Tons of it. There's loads of evidence of like penguins just nicking stuff. Anyway. I appreciate that, Automatic. I appreciate that. And do you know what? I won't always get it right. And I'm really disappointed in myself that I made a mistake when referencing Eileen Lamb's video. I won't worry, you know, because it's like, oh shit, I wish I got that right, because then there wouldn't be an argument, would there? There wouldn't be a you're fucking up. I'm holding a really lovely thing that was sent to me from Jennifer, who I don't think is on the stream, but I'm going to show it anyway. This arrived this week, and it was such a lovely thing. I mean, do you know what? You got all this like fucking stress, and then it's like, oh look, and I can't get it because the microphone's in the way. It's like a little fish squish. It says squishy. It is actually super cute. I took some pictures. I'll post them in the Discord. I want to show you these. Hang on a second. Ah! Okay, right. Do it like this. And look at my hands. Okay. We've got like really pretty ones. It looks like a bit of quartz there. Really nice. Okay. Oh, these are really, really pretty. And that's literally... Oh, it's an axolotl! Okay, I thought it was a fish. I thought it was a smiley fish. I have no idea. I haven't even looked at the card. It's squishy. It's a squishy plushie. It's a squishy plushie. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's... Okay, yeah, it's quartz. There's definitely quartz in there. This piece here is probably quartz. Oh no. Right. Lovely detailed pictures in the collections channel on the Discord for those of you with access. Go have a look. And I've taken some really nice with my big camera. I took some nice pictures. So yeah, this is I mean a literal take on autistic pebbling. So I was sort of describing it as sort of like an autism love language. And it's just a nice thing. It's just nice to be able to share stuff. I think it's fantastic. These are brilliant. I am keeping these. I've put them in my drawer though for now because the kitty cats love them. so I don't know if it's Tosca or Anna, but Tosca or Anna loves that little bag very, very much. Good thing is message getting heard and having an impact. Extra stress and tension. Yeah, Michael, do you know what's weird? I am a small creator on YouTube, and I'm really surprised to see people. I wasn't expecting Eileen Lamb to reply to me. Like, how the hell did she see my video? It's like it's not that big, right? Here you go. Squeeze. So anyway, it was quite nice. Nice to be on the map, so to speak, on the Autism Speaks map. They can keep track of me, see what I'm saying about them. This horrible, horrible autistic man. Horrible autistic man making comments. Horrible autistic man making comments about our poor little organisation that holds massive fucking galas. Like with celebrity chefs. And yeah, okay. Sure. I mean, it's all about in ratio actually. I don't actually begrudge them holding massive fucking galas with celebrity chefs. I don't mind them doing fucking things. I mean, to be fair, the puzzle piece thing is kind of misguided. No offense to anyone who likes puzzle piece symbol. I'm not trying to say, personally, I find it offensive because they have it. It doesn't matter what symbol they use. I'm going to find it offensive, probably. And that's literally because it's about us, not by us. They do very, very little. I've got to say, I will keep on saying it. They spend 0.6% on families and autistic people. And do you know what? I mean, let's be specific about what they probably do to actually help people. It probably involves, I don't know, I'm just saying, I mean, it's just my opinion. I've not seen any evidence of the support that they actually offer families from that 0.6% of their 47 million year ending 2023. Be interesting to see what it is now. I think that if I make enough fucking noise about it, it might be that they'll increase that from 0.6% to maybe 1%. Maybe they'll go to 1%. And maybe some unknown family struggling to look after their autistic son or daughter at home will get a pair of noise-cancelling headphones out of it. That'll make me very, very happy. Yannick, I looked into it. I got nowhere. I read I was looking through the YouTube knowledge base. But again, I mean, it was in the hospital, so it's not like I'm actually sitting here focusing. I'm just like, why is that working like that? It's really strange, Yannick. I can honestly say that, especially in the early days with my channel, when I was on other creators' live streams, my messages were just vanishing as well. Yeah, and they no longer vanish. They're in the USA, they can't touch your mic. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, look, whatever they want to do. But I keep everything public. So if they want to send me a letter, I'll talk about it. and everyone can have a look. That's my view on these things. And I would like them to change direction a little bit. And I do get accused of speaking over. Do you know what? It's actually probably the insult. It's probably the troll that I hate the worst. I know I'm saying this out loud, and now some of you are going to do it. But like, the troll that really pisses me off, like trolling stuff I don't give a shit. Actually, it helps me. I actually farm trolls. If you look at my comments, the trolls, I've actually tried to get them to watch my video again. Maybe I can monetize them. But like, if I can monetize a troll, maybe if I can monetize a troll, that'd be great. Spend the money on Yorkshire tea. If Eileen Lamb is watching, that's how you monetize hate. that's how hate fuels you. Actually, yeah, I do. I farm trolls. Yeah. So when if you go back a couple of weeks, my video from Sunday with the John Campbell one is a really good example. If you want to go look, you'll see some people, just trolling me or just being shitty and stuff, and I'm trying to get them to go watch the video again. So I'll try to get them to, for example, give me a timestamp, or I'll give them a timestamp and then ask them what they think, which means that they have to go and look. And when they do, if they spend a little bit of time there, it qualifies as a view. I make a little bit of money out of it. We're not talking very much. We're talking like pennies, but I'm farming them. But the troll that really, really upsets me, the thing that actually genuinely really annoys me is, and it usually comes from the autistic community, sort of, broadly speaking, very, very mildly. Autism moms, usually. It is the whole you're speaking over, like the reason I exist on the internet is somehow upsetting little Billy, the 5-year-old nephew, whose stims are inappropriate and the parents are upset. And I take the point and I try to be conscious of that demographic when I'm making my content. And I try to include it as much as I can. And I'm doing stuff this year to increase my exposure to those with the highest levels of support needs. I'm doing my best out here, everybody. I can only speak from my experience, but I'm in touch with some third sector organizations that provide services now. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things go. 'Cause it could be good. Yeah, I'm just trying to learn, but that's the frustrating thing, the whole talking over thing, because it's like, I'm not speaking over anyone. I'm not. But even it's working its way to science now. So even some other studies, the Lancet referenced, were also interesting reading. It's just, it feels like the drop in the ocean, but you occasionally get studies that are just like anecdotal field reports. Quite a lot of studies are actually just anecdotes. Genuinely, they're just like a doctor will see something interesting and then write a paper about it. Like a N equals 1, you know what I mean? And that's fine. It's not like the autism reversal twin study nonsense. It's like, they're just like, hey, this is interesting, this is my opinion. And they write it down, sometimes research papers are like that. And some of those papers actually talk about speaking over, and they talk about online autism advocacy. And I don't mean to be funny, but there's not very many. It's not very many online autism advocates, right? There's not actually that many. It's like, well, fuck you. It's just like, okay, fuck you. Yeah. It makes as much sense as the old finish your food because we're starving children on another continent. My mum would say that to me quite often. It's quite funny. She'd be like, at home, because my husband was from Malaysia. She'd be like, at home, people would, My mum was actually very good at getting different foods, getting me to eat, as widely as I can. My mum actually did me a solid there. I wish everyone could have someone in their family that was as good as my mother was to me in that respect. I hope that for everybody. I wish that for everyone. Because you don't sort of twist people into compliance. There were a few times when I was sent to my room without any food. That was a sort of a punishment. It's a weird one. I don't know. I don't never. My mum would usually relent and leave some food outside my bedroom door for me. Thing is, I loved being sent to my room. Being sent to my fucking room with no, I don't know, TV, computer, whatever. I didn't give a shit. Send me to my room. I remember hearing my parents arguing one day. And my parents argued, and they were saying, we can't just send him to his room. He likes it. I wish that got onto my autism assessment. I wish that got onto my autism assessment. Toffel, you've helped so many people. Genuinely, my life is so much better after finding your videos in Discord full of lovely people. Thank you, Toffel. Anne-Marie's quote. Where is Anne-Marie's quote? By the way, Yannick, I think you might be able to pin it. FYI. You could try. What did she say? Oh, what? The plural of anecdote is not data? Yes. Let's continue this conversation. And Jansen is here, and I just thought of you. Whenever I think about science research journalism, your name comes into my head now. Advocating for autistic people with low support needs is not taking anything away from those who we're autistic. Yeah, exactly. In fact, what I would say is this. Can I say this? Can I say this? I'm going to say something now that's going to get me cancelled. Let me just have a cup of tea first. Not all science, Jansen. Just like published stuff. I think it's because I'll read something and then I'll be putting it together, and then I'll make a video, and then you'll comment on it, and and then we'll have this conversation in a live stream or on Discord or something. And because that keeps happening, it keeps reinforcing your name into my brain because we keep having those things. Oh, the autism community. Let's get ready. Are you ready for a hot take? When we get 100 viewers on the stream, I'll do it. Oh shit, we're there already. Okay, here we go. I hope everybody's ready now to cancel me. Are you ready? You ready? Are you ready? I'm going to say something that is genuinely going to piss a load of people off. And I'm going to say it in the same light as when I made my video. Okay. You've all been there when you just don't give two fucks anymore because something more serious comes along and just erases your desire or need for bullshit. All of you become... Yeah. I mean cancer subscription. No, I don't mean cancer subscription. I just mean literally just like cancelled, as in like, fuck that guy. He's not saying the thing right. Here's the thing. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Is everybody ready? Because I genuinely mean it. This is a really, really hot take, and I'm right, by the way. I'm genuinely right. And I think you've all come to realize that I make whenever I do a live stream, people unsubscribe. All of my live streams, with the exception of the kittens one, have got negative subscriber counts. I will make a montage at some point and post it probably privately, or I'll show you on the live stream or something. People leave when I do that. Okay? There's a lot of things I do that are not good YouTube. Yeah. So here's the hot take. Right, everyone ready? Right, I'm seeing the comments. That's what I'm looking. Yeah, cool. Right, okay. And it's relating to the speaking over thing. When we talk about speaking over people with high support needs and people with co-occurring intellectual disabilities, and I mean no shade on the community with intellectual disabilities. By the way, this is the community. When we look at things, outcomes like, for example, employment, it's a useful outcome to look at. All right. I know capitalist society, blah blah blah, but we look at employment, and those whose primary disability is autism are the most unemployed demographic, second only to learning disabilities, intellectual disabilities in the United States. People with the lower IQ, and IQ is not the be all and end all, by the way. There's a famous psychologist, and I've forgotten his name, who came up with the sort of like 8 different types of intelligence, of which IQ is just one. There are different types of IQ. In fact, this particular psychologist has a really good phrase, which I'm going to bastardize now. This is not exactly what he said, but you could find it if you Google it. He says, you go into the theatre and you see people that are incredibly intelligent there, but not necessarily in an IQ way. He describes farmers. I don't know if that's rude or not, because he was sort of saying like, oh, they might have a low IQ. I'm not saying this. It's like they might have a low IQ, but they know everything about farming and the land and about seasons and all this stuff. So let's go. Let's get me cancelled. Let's just make sure, and I genuinely mean it. This is going to piss people off. It's genuinely going to piss people off. What I'm about to say, and I don't think it's said enough. And I think it is actually in response to the speaking over thing. You're speaking over people with intellectual disabilities, and I hinted at it in my last video. But the fact of the matter is I'm not saying I'm not advocating for people with the highest support needs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I'm not making content for them. And by the way, there are people in residential care that actually watch my videos. And fine, that's great. And I am advocating for them, but I'm actually not making videos with them in mind. I'm making videos with younger me in mind. I'm making videos for people who are actually excluded and think they are not autistic because they are not like so-and-so's nephew. They're not like Eileen Lamb's kids. It isn't my lane, and I'm going to learn about it. I'm genuinely trying. But there were so many reasons why I thought the whole routines thing and schedules, like my routines, I do have routines. This Tuesday thing is one of my, it's a scheduled routine. But I have routines. I have routines. When I come to make a YouTube video, I have my way of doing it. I've got my way of working. I've got my way of eating. I've got my way of everything. Caring for the animals is hella routines. And I've got routines, but I thought I can't be autistic because this is a big factor. These are big sets of traits that you should be looking for. The other thing is, the vast majority of the scientific research for the past 30, 40, maybe 50 years, mostly from the United States, which is a research powerhouse, to be fair, in terms of publication quantities, is on the population of autistic people with learning difficulties. And when we also then start to think about autism with respect to the fact that autistic people are insulted, we refer to the R word. I watched even some content creators that I watch on YouTube. I was in the bath the other day and I was listening to a content creator talking about some politics thing. I think it was Elon Musk cheating at Path of Exile or something. And then he describes Elon, as a whole load of rude words, but then also described him as, an autistic R word. And I replied, just with those words, like, excuse me? And I'm not saying that this is not, it's all bad, and there's so many things to talk about here. But what I want to talk about specifically is the association between autism and intellectual disability. And I'm totally advocating for them. I advocate all disabilities. My mother is multiply disabled. I get that. I get it. I get a lot of things. Trust me. The number of times I've had to argue to access a lift or a ramp to do something, to even just move my mother around, is very difficult. I get that entirely. Trust me. I took a picture. It was even like a Christmas dinner, and I took a flipping picture not because I was thinking of content. Just I'm like, no one's going to believe me. Let's see my last couple of videos, for example. But the speaking over thing is not just overrated, but it's actually entirely wrong. Because when I think about myself, and we're all good at thinking about our individual selves, right? We think about myself. The vast array of content for parents of autistic children, for all of the autism charities, bar the National Autistic Society, which have got a reasonable clue, all the healthcare providers, the NHS, officially on their website and understand, but my God, could you try and get healthcare providers to understand? It's just incredibly toxic and overloaded with loads of attributes that are not anything to do with autism, actually. And that isn't to say that autism can't, as Kaylin Partlow would say, fuck up your shit. But other aspects of fucking up my shit. Right? So I've been operating between this heightened level of trying to avoid meltdown and trying to be as best an advocate as I possibly can for my family this week. And the things that are fucking up my shit with respect to autism, like noisy environments, like like smells, like not being understood, like, I mean, hell, I even had one nurse pretend that she didn't speak English, and I even asked for a translator, which they then recorded in their notes as me being rude, me being, you know, stop it, Sabes. You know, even autistic traits will get you, you know, sidelined and ignored in places. But is that autism fucking up my shit? Using Kaylin's words, not mine. I'm happy to say fucking shit and read rude words, but I'm just saying, like, what's the issue here? So what I'm trying to say is advocacy for, and it's not a different community. It's literally just when I said I would be considered level 3, to borrow from your freedom units, that if I were in a residential supported home, which some of my family members work in, FYI, I would have a really, really difficult time. I would have an extremely difficult time. But I don't. And that's purely a function of the fact that I got the computer science autism at just the right time. And without that, I would be a problem for society, as Pierre Novelli calls it. And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm very wordy about this. And I suppose with respect to the term speaking over, I would just like to say, well, if you don't like what's on BBC Two, turn over to BBC One instead. You have control of the remote. Shape Soup, thank you. I don't know how I ended up. Oh, Pardlo and Suzanne, explanation as to my current watch the first 15 minutes at a time when you have a bit of energy and you're able to if you have 15 minutes free, watch the beginning 15 minutes. I don't want to reprise it all. Yeah, and that'll give you a flavor. It'll give you a, and by the way, never apologize for being late. This is not a meeting. It's available for everyone. Brenda Heaton, you need to go diving. You're damn right. And I'll give you a diving autism story, shall we? So, the engineer that works on my dive kit is, yeah, Helen, definitely. And there will be an after party, and I can give a bit more detail there. I'm on YouTube right now. You know, hey, I mean, there's even Autism Speaks director watching my content now. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. God damn it! Do you know I kind of am smacking myself that I fucked up a kid's name or whatever it was, or age or whatever. I don't know. I fucked something up. But it's like my video still works even with the fuck up. God damn it! And YouTube used to let you do annotations. And we already did have the cake though, so maybe get here early next time. Yeah. You're part of her routine now too. Holy shit, Ellen, I hope not. Look, no, seriously. Look, if you're an autism mom and you really dislike the hashtag actually autistic, I don't know. I don't know. This stuff existed before me. If you dislike all of that stuff, you're welcome. You're still welcome in this space. Just listen to what everyone's saying in the chat. You know. The Autism Speaks thing, I am going to still be completely clear on it, and I am 100%. I have no sponsors on this channel. It's not to say I wouldn't. There's a few brands I think, I could really work with them. I did actually contact Bellessa, and they actually turned me down. As if I can't sell female sex toys. I can. Yeah, no, there's other companies as well, but it's just a big fucking waste of time. I've got limited time, and I'd much rather spend it doing high quality stuff. Yorkshire tea, 100% off. Oh, I would take their money. I would fucking take Yorkshire. This is Yorkshire tea. I've even got an extra tea here in a flask, which I can then pour into my hydrate mug available in the merch store. I could. Helen thinks I'll do a great ad. I do a brilliant ad. So, Podloop. Oh well, I mean that's because I'm talking about adult stim toys. I digress. But anyway, I'm lucky that I saw a comedian ages ago, online on YouTube. There was a clip somewhere. I can't tell you who it was. I can't remember. It was years and years and years ago, like 20 years ago. Dottie, why? Stop it, Dottie. Dottie. She just knocked the lid off the fish tank and nearly fell in. I've just saved this cat. I am a hero of cats. All hail the hero of cats. The Autism Destroyer. The Autism Destroyer. I don't know why I said that. There's a cat on the internet called Asteroid Destroyer, and that must have been my subconscious going, Autism Destroyer. Okay. Put the light back on. It's a cheap as shit fish tank. It was bought for Nina's birthday. We got 2, and the purpose is a competition. We still haven't compared my tank versus Nina's tank. We still have to vote on it. We still have to. I'll have to put it together. Yeah. What I'm going to tell you is, it's a $20 fish tank. What sort of quality do you expect from it? Yeah, real fish. They're cherry barbs. What do you expect from a $20 fish tank? The lid is made of thin plastic, and it is going to crack. She likes to sit on top and look at the fish through her feet. Hello, perhaps Sabre is taking an apprentice. Yeah, I think Anna is Sabre's apprentice. I'm not even joking. Give him a wave. Go on then. Wave. Face the wrong way. Too high. Wave. Would anybody like a saber? Look. So cheap? What do you mean? Not cheap? Yes. So, what am I missing? What am I missing in the chat? I'm just looting the chat. What am I missing? We should build you a cat castle gym thing with planks and things all over the back wall where they can climb and jump and pull. They actually climb these shelves. These shelves are climbable. And stuff falls down. I think Helen's daughter, Alicia and Emily. I have to say, Alicia, Emily did some really nice diamond art, which got destroyed. Sorry, Helen. The diamond art, like this sort of thing, diamond art, right? Like this. Okay. Got destroyed by, I think it was Polly, just going up there and then knocking them down and destroying them. She attacked them. Everything else is intact, but they got destroyed, and that was not my intention. My intention was to kind of like rotate the art, but yeah, they were on top and they got destroyed. But the poster's still there, and the lovely artwork is still there. Anyway, why? I mean, like, why did you put so many things on the catwalk planks? Yeah, do you know the cats kind of remind me? The cats kind of remind me about like how the world is built. So Maisie came. You can take Maisie, Trudy, Karen, whatever, and you know, like whatever their life is or whatever you do with them, that's their life now. They just sort of accept. They're accepting. Dogs are accepting. And they go, The dog goes, this is my life now. This is my life. Fizz, have a look at the channel banner. I do need to update it. The channel banner needs a proper update. But the channel banner will give you a clue. If you click my name and have a little look at the channel channel art. Your glass is right behind me, Annika. It's been behind me in basically every single thing. It's right here. And it's attached in a place that the cats cannot get. It is literally cat proof. I'm sorry if it's got a little bit of cobweb on it. But look, there's actually a cobweb in this eyepiece. In this piece. How do you call it? Yannika's moving with your cats. Emma and Jip. Oops. Emma and Jip. Jippy Jip. What does Autism have to do with Infinity Almond? I think, right, regarding Infinity is just, it's just like an infinite spectrum. If we're gonna be like one-dimensional about it and do the whole sort of low high functioning thing, and we just sort of just loop it into infinity, you end up with a space for everybody. Yannika's moving. You have to stay subscribed, Yannika. You have to stay subscribed. And tell us all about it in the Discord. We need to know. We need to... Look at my face. Jansen, somewhat respectful manner. A lot passive aggressive at Charlene. I was somewhat respectful, Jansen. And like... The other thing is, like, why does she reply to me and not like... I mean, no offense, but go talk to Meg. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, come on. Meg said much worse than me. Don't look at me. I'm not leader of the autistics. King of the autists. No, because my opinion, basically, just the facts, and obviously I got one of the facts wrong. She told me to get my facts straight. She told me to get my facts straight. We're all interested in Yannika's move now. Is it anything to do with the autistic cats, Yannika? Wink, wink. Meg didn't get the kids' age wrong. Oh, did Meg talk about it? Did Meg cover it at all? Only in the last 2 weeks. Are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that I make mistakes and Meg doesn't? I make mistakes. Cut short. Megan, I'm autistic now. What? That's the channel name. Okay, no. Meg has cute earrings. They probably protect her. No! Did you get the kids' ages wrong too? How many people? Yes, I got the kids' ages wrong as well. Yeah, sort of. Look, I know what she said. She needs to be clearer about her children. If she's going to share their details online, I expect to see passports and Legoland driving licenses. And no, Meg's done the thing. No, please, let's not go down the wrong road here. Why does everybody love Meg so much? Because no, I mean, like, no. I was using it as an example of like Meg's done it right, and then she's mentioned Autism Speaks. She's mentioned Autism Speaks a lot, and I'm gonna bust that off. A cutesy bangs. It's cutesy bangs. I've got a cat ears though. No, it's not that. It was more to do with the earrings protect her from Autism Speaks. No, exit. No, let me explain. Right, we've gone down a bit of a hole here. This is not what I'm trying to say. What I was trying to say was, why is Autism Speaks coming after me? Why is Autism Speaks coming after me? Go after Meg. Go after Meg. Meg's that way. Go after Meg. Pardolo, I'm kind of half serious. Meg probably has pretty privilege. People are less likely to attack her. Are you saying that I am not pretty? Pardolo. Is this what we've come to? Is this what we've come to? Am I... She's mentioned Autism Speaks before. She has a similar view on Autism Speaks to me, I imagine. I'm a little bit... Pardolo, get in the comment section. We need to have a conversation. Are you saying that I'm not pretty? I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty, I'm pretty, I'm bright. Where? What are we saying? Who's sharing my videos with Autism Speaks? Who? Who's doing it? Thank you, everyone. Just use the cats to protect you. Anyone who wants to get through has to fight through the literal and figurative autistic cats. Yeah, it's true, Soup. It is true. Meg and I have shared some interesting stories with each other. But that's not what I mean. I just mean like Meg and Eileen. They should chat with each other. We should lock them in a room for 5 or 6 hours with some sharp earrings. That's all I'm saying. I didn't mean anything by it. Just... It's a puzzle piece on the pumpkin. It could be the puzzle piece on the pumpkin. It could be. Bartolo, I'm saying, because it's such pretty. Of course you're pretty. I don't want to touch him, I'm just saying. It's just funny. Just funny. But honestly, I would... is that dangerous to make it? Is she dyspraxic? Well, no. It could be... Two theories like I've got with the sword and extra cues to attack. Exactly. What's so much you helping us? Yeah, I mean, in some respects, the kids actually do benefit because one of their parents, gets paid by Autism Speaks, and that's okay. That's technically helping autistic people, right? Like in a weird roundabout way. Maybe we should do all... This is how Mike gets cancelled. No! Everything I said was true, except for the bits that weren't. And that was just a mistake, and it was completely immaterial to my argument. It was completely immaterial to my argument. Anyway, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go look at my latest video. Look at the comments. I've pinned it. I pinned Eileen Lamb's comment. I would also say that, I replied to it from, next to my mother's hospital bed, so it's not exactly it's not the most natural kind of environment for me to cognitively think about my response. I kind of gave her a shitty response in return. I'm not that good at passive aggressive. I'm much better at just being aggressive. I'm much better at being sort of like active aggressive as opposed to passive aggressive. And I will continue to raise the point about Autism Speaks. They now have a very, very good Charity Navigator reputation score. Mostly because their mission is, broadly speaking, awareness. And very, very expensive, regardless. If any of you had $47 million to spend on parties, I'm sure you could throw a really good party, and that's basically what they do. Yeah. I'm just I'm broken. I am utterly broken.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin.
I'm broken.
Close, I can feel it coming in.
Can you read the screen?
Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden.
Is that not just like the most autistic way to write it as well, Leslie? With respect, with all the love and respect in the world. Just your reportage is accurate and unadorned by such niceties as
Mount Laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing.
I actually try, by the way, when I do criticize Autism Speaks, and I do it a lot, and I'm sorry if everyone's bored with it. I do genuinely apologize because I do genuinely mean it. I don't want to bore you all with this incessant conversation, okay? What I'm trying to say is I want Autism Speaks, Eileen Lamb et al., to actually realize that they spend 0.6% on families. And I don't even know what that means, by the way. I don't actually even know what that means. All I know is it's not parties and research. Parties and research is what Autism Speaks spend money on. All that police car shit, all the paving slab construction vehicles. They're very bizarre. The Autism Speaks concrete mixer, all of that shit. You know, the little tub of chocolates in the fucking construction outhouse that people leave like a couple of dollars in to raise some money. All of that goes on expensive gala parties for celebrities. And I think that's wrong. I think that isn't raising awareness at all. I think those galas and those parties should be attended by autistic people, if anything. Or maybe there's too many parties and it should just be like one, let's just call it like at an AGM or something. They should have one moderate party. They should have biscuits. Okay, this is cookies for Americans, freedom cookies. They should have freedom cookies and biscuits for Brits. They should have tea and they should offer coffee. And they should also offer water and squash and juice and all of the different hydration options you could imagine. And they should have it should be reasonably quiet. They should have a disco with headphones. And then that should be their annual party. Right? Done. Fucking done. Okay? Yes. Complaining that my communication wasn't perfect. I made a mistake. And I think it's just the duplicitousness of, like, you point out a mistake somebody's made in their argument. Everything else is right. And it's like... And I just want to, you know... I say it as often as I can because I just want them to hear I am not being irrationally angry about Autism Speaks, and this isn't about the I Am Autism video and their stupid cure narrative and the hate-filled propaganda that they push out. And plus, if you want to know what I'm talking about, by the way, the modern stuff, you can go onto the Autism Speaks website, enter in an email address. I've got a fake email I've used, but I do receive the email. And they're sending me the... I told Autism Speaks that I've had a child, basically, as in a baby. And they're sending me the do this in the first 100 days. And it's not all bad. But it's hard to... Jansen, you replied on that big holy shit. That wasn't my intention, Jansen. She's going to think that I'm an a-hole now. I hope it was reasonable. I hope you were reasonably, what was the word? I hope that you were reasonably respectful. or mildly somewhat respectful. That was right. I hope you were somewhat respectful. I didn't say anything like, well, if he eats screws, maybe don't expose him to screws. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, when my son was a small child, in fact, I'll be perfectly honest, even now, there aren't screws just lying around for him to eat. He's not autistic. Well, he's got traits, but you know what I mean? Like he's not autistic. But that's not my point. My point is like, I wouldn't leave screws lying around. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and Pika is real, by the way. Pika is worthy of a video, actually, which is almost like that sense, almost like it is an interoceptive thing, but like it's like an interoceptive, like the signals from your stomach to your brain to say you're full are just not working, and you always feel. I think Pika would be awful. I remember when I was a kid, I think it was Blue Peter. I don't know if it was Blue Peter, but it was a kids show. And they had a man on who would eat bicycle tires. The spokes is worse than the tire. The spokes of the bicycle wheels. He ate one or was trying to eat one or something on the television. Wow, you don't see that anymore. That was actually a bad programming decision. But yeah, Pika, it's just really bad, and you would eat screws and things. Yeah, it's true. But then also it can be controlled by just not risk assessing and just not having screws hanging around. Or nails. I mean, it does affect what kind of toys you can play with. Certainly not construction materials. The big Lego. You know what I mean? Not the small. The Duplo blocks, maybe, rather than the little ones. I don't know. I'm not risk assessing somebody else's child that I've never even seen or met or even know anything of. Clearly, I don't even know the name. I'm just trying to just sort of say, you know... yeah, Pika, yeah. And Pika comes sort of in degrees as well. It's like... Are you trying to say I was passive-aggressive, Jansen? Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry. Well, I was, sort of. I mean, I was... like when you... Moths? Is? Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, just saying, Yannicka, as mod, I will always see your messages, like, predominantly. They're colourful. I see them in blocks. And my cat saying, oh, I'm sorry. Like, Pika is, like, really bad, and it's a genuine issue. Oh, the Royal... I wouldn't worry, Amelia. Like, the Royal Marines. Is that right? No, not the Royal Marines. American Marines. The Unroyal Marines. They're famous for chewing and eating crayons also. Yeah, Jansen, she was passive aggressive, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm, you know, I've spent most of the last week fighting with medical and clinical staff, and I don't mean fighting physically. I mean, it's been really bad. It's actually been legitimately abusive. Not by me. I'm just saying, like, restrictive practice, very restrictive practice, hospital-acquired injury, that sort of stuff. I've been dealing with all of that, and it's been a fucking nightmare, and it still is. Things are actually kind of on the up now, but holy shit. And then I get Eileen Lamb's comment. I can't say I'm in the best of moods to reply, and I suppose that's kind of the part of the thing, right? I suppose the reason why I replied to everybody, trolls and not trolls. I don't actually get a huge amount of trolls, to be honest, and mostly trolls are funny. Mostly trolls are kind of educational. I tend to leave troll comments there. My assessment for comments is this offensive to people? So when people write different variations of the word retard, they try and bypass YouTube's system. And YouTube picks most of them up. But people throw the word retard at me a lot, and in my comment section a lot. It is like the most common insult. It's very strange. Yeah, I delete those. And I know they'll upset people, and I delete those. But generally speaking, troll stuff I do tend to leave. It depends. If it's educational, you know, it can be educational. I ate soap and coffee powder as a child. Yeah, I ate some soap as well. You should not have a loose screw if Charles eats them. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like, don't, you know. But whatever. I didn't mention any of that because it sounds like I'm criticizing her parenting. it's not helpful to talk about individual cases, is it really? From my perspective, it's more helpful to talk about the bigger picture stuff. And I've, started to read, but I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't had a lot of time lately. Just to read around the whole kind of like social justice stuff vis-a-vis I'm a bad boy and others like me for talking over high support needs autistic people, and it boils my piss. Thoughts on the word acoustic? I've heard Meg dislike that term quite a lot. It seems used to dehumanize autistic people on TikTok. Yeah, it's a really common one on TikTok. It's really common. Like I actually browsed TikTok very recently, and it's like unrelated stuff. I'm looking at unrelated stuff. I'm just looking at completely unrelated stuff. And people are like, oh, your cat is acoustic and your dog is acoustic, or your child could be acoustic, with loads of like laughing emojis, that sort of thing. It's kind of annoying because let's just turn this around, right? The term acoustic was coined by the autism community, same as TISM actually. And then it sort of ended up being used by others. And I don't want to sound like word police, blah blah blah. But holy shit, it's a way of getting past the filters. Because a lot of the time, even the word autism is flagged. Even the word autistic is flagged on social media platforms sometimes. Even on YouTube. I wouldn't recommend necessarily using the word autism or autistic. It's so annoying if you're making a comment because it seems to be negatively flagged. Yannicka was just mentioning earlier that a lot of she sent me a screenshot of the view, and a lot of people's comments are like, "Oh, this could be a problem. This could be a problem. Show height, all that sort of stuff." So you got to be careful, and that's sick. It shouldn't be like that. The word autism and autistic are not rude words. There's a lot of dehumanizing language used, and it really annoys me. It's a big problem. I tend to call it out. There are a lot of comments from me, just like one-liners on other content creators, all kinds of content creators, where they mention it, and I'll just drop a line, and obviously people will see my username and they'll be like, autistic AF. Oh yeah, you're being autistic. If you mean by autistic you're being good and accurate. Here's an example of stuff used well. So the engineer that looks after my life support divey stuff, we're talking the regulators, the first stage, the second stage, servicing them, looking after them, replacing bits, springs, O-rings. Inside even just a recreational diving scuba regulator, there are literally 100 parts, all spring loaded. Oh, it's a mess. And this guy knows all about he knows everything. I'm not joking. And he was talking about he was talking about some washer or O-ring or something. And I said, hey, that's very autistic of you. I said. And he laughed. It's quite funny. And it's true. And I don't think this person has an autism diagnosis, by the way. And that, I think, is a use of where you would kind of like prod somebody in a positive way and say, hey, that's autistic of you, or yeah, you're being very autistic today, or whatever. I think is perfectly fine. I think that is good. It's encouraging. It's positive humor. But the flip side of that is when people use it in a derogatory manner, which is the vast majority of it, online stuff. And acoustic is just like, it's just not a flagged term. So there you go. Have I waffled too much? So yeah, it's a shame, but it's culture. It's how things change. It's young people as well, by the way. It's like a Gen Z thing. Gen Z, is it? I know they're kind of thinking they're being cool, I guess. They'll probably look back on it in the future and go, oh, I was really weird when I was a kid. But by then. Oh, jewellery. Yeah, jewellery's pretty cool. Keep it hygienic though. It's like blacklisting cancer, yeah. It is. And also it's like, cancer isn't used in a derogatory way like that so much. Down syndrome is sometimes. And then obviously we have all of the terms used for what has been perceived as low intelligence. And I will say that quite hard because what has been perceived, language is all about it. Holy shit. Like, if you can sound eloquent and you can sound well put together and polite and professional, you can get so far in this world. Like I know I can kind of put it on a little bit and get where I can get further than I need to be, if that makes sense. A good example is the ward my mother's on is all the doors are locked and stuff. And I know full well I can get in anytime I want. I'm amiable, I'm friendly, I'm professional, and well-spoken. And I build myself up to it. It takes energy, but it's like casting a spell almost. And non-speaking autists, every bit as intelligent or more intelligent, classic intelligence, will be considered dumb because, they're not presenting right. Let me throw another one out there. Politicians. I'm not going to get political, but I am going to say politicians. It's a popularity contest. It's a neurotypical popularity contest. Intelligence does not factor into it. It's about how you look and how you present. A good suit and good manners take you halfway down any road. I think all the way, pretty much exit. I think it'd take you all the way down the road. Yeah. How much mana do you have right now? Pretty low, actually, Kurt. Pretty low. Kurt's sure. It's fine for the questions. Can I be honest with you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I consider this the ADHD side of the channel. This stream is fairly low energy from me, I'll be perfectly honest. That's not typical, but thank you for the questions. They help carry me through it. Healthy Gamer GG. I discovered you through your video on Dr. K. Have they ever responded or acknowledged your video? Yes. Yes. Yes, they did. I'm not sure how far you've followed that incident, Kurt. It was quite dramatic. So I was there at the time. There was a live stream with over 3,000 people on it. I wasn't the only one. I think I started the riot by mentioning things like, please don't use deficit-based language, when it's not necessary. Please use pathological language. Yes, that's Hydra, Hele. Thank you. Hele, thank you for spotting Hydra. You may have just saved the stream from bursting in flames because candles and Maine Coons do not go together. Warning for Helen and Wendy out there, who have some of Hydra's kittens, for those that don't know. So, yeah, she's having a shower on the piano. Look. Hot. Dirty human. Dirty human, she says. Gross. I'm going to clean myself now. You've touched me. Dirty hands. So as I was saying, so it rumbled on for a while. It became a bit of an internet drama. I believe, hot take, that a large proportion of their community is autistic, higher than the general population. But a higher than the general population of their community, and I do not want to get political, is quite right-wing / conservative / Republican. And they perceived me as being very woke and left-wing. And that was a big problem for them in their community. It became a political thing, which is really, really weird because autism is not politics. And there is a large number of undiagnosed autistic people in their community, 100%. And I feel like they need to serve them better. I had a big meeting with them on Zoom call, video call, and I followed up by sort of educating them, sending them studies, studies to things like the theory of monotropism, some primers on language as well. And it's not to do the woke thing, whatever, but literally just like, you know, hey, neurotypicals can also be framed as having a spectrum disorder too. Let's have that conversation. It's, but largely speaking, and I'm very sad to say it, I mean, socially left, I mean, I guess I am. I don't know. Maybe I need to do the political compass thing again. But it's like identity politics, and you know, their community was pretty strongly I don't want to say antagonistic towards me, but like they saw me as an antagonist, but like a political one. So yeah. So I had that was an issue. That was an issue to talk to them about. It's weird. But for me, it was bizarre because I've on my channel I've referred to Trump and RFK and this sort of thing recently because autism has been in the news regarding them and some statements that they've been making. But I'm not political. There are just as many autistic people on the right as the left. It doesn't. If anything, I'm trying not to ostracize people from my YouTube channel. You know, it's content's the same. We're just talking about autism. There's very little actual research into political leanings in autism, but why the fuck would there be any more than political leanings in cancer or gender or ethnicity or, you know, well, ethnicity there probably is, but like in terms of autism, there really isn't. Exit 101 in terms of sitting on the fence. Have you actually watched my videos on vaccines and RFK and Trump and so on? Please do if you haven't. Those videos were very unpopular. Loads of people unsubscribed. Some people sent me some really horrible messages. I think it's politically, I think it's very, very bad in the US right now. There's no question about it. Jensen Politic, I'm a neo-Marxist, nihilist anarchist. But yeah, I think, you know, politics, religion, things that can, you know, not to be mentioned during polite conversation, right? This is hardly polite conversation. I'm just, it's very, very difficult. Let me put it another way. We're only talking about this because of Dr. K thing, right? Or I am. But Kurt mentioned it, so I'm responding, right? But like it became a political thing. Now, on my YouTube channel, up till the Dr. K thing, I didn't mention politics at all. There's the loads. Well, I think that was probably video 60 or something. And like hundreds of live streams and no mention of politics wasn't a thing. It wasn't in my channel. I had no need to talk about politics. I had other things to talk about. Yeah, there was nothing on my channel that I would consider to be quote unquote woke. But what does that even mean, right? Like it's a moving barrier. But like, yeah, I got there's stuff on Reddit. There's a little bit on Reddit, their subreddit, inside their community, they had moderation challenges. But all political ones. Seeing me as like fucking Lenin or something. Because I'm woke scolding is a term that came out of their community to describe me. Woke scolding. And it's like, holy shit. And I sort of regret that because I think that's partly my fault because my video was called, you know, meltdowns are not temper tantrums, right? But I have to call a video something and it really needs to be under 50 characters. And it kind of has to be clickable. Like, to be frank, if you guys who watch my content don't click and watch my videos, YouTube then doesn't show them to anyone else. Like YouTube tests it with you guys first. So It has to be like, I have to think of a title. And that is one of the things, that was one of my points, but that wasn't the only point in the video. And meltdowns and temper tantrums, I think, do mean different things. I discussed with Dr. K the concept of emotional distress, right? Nina coined it emotional distressed reaction. And I think, great. If you're talking from a clinical perspective, if you're talking from, a clinical perspective, emotional distressed reaction is fine. You do not need to start picking apart the definitions of a meltdown, temper tantrum, whatever. There's this emotional distressed reaction. But Dr. K used it. For example, he said, your day's gone really bad, your bag's hardly been packed right or whatever. And then like you find your coffee's not made on time or whatever, and then you just fucking lose it, is basically what he said. I paraphrase. Forgive me. That does not feel like a meltdown to me. I'm not saying it's not like one thing and another thing building, another thing building. I've just had the week from fucking hell. And these things build. And yes, it contributes towards... I can see where the meltdown line is. A line I haven't crossed in a little while. And I can see it coming closer to me. And it's like, okay, I see where that boundary is. And I'm trying to manage myself to stay under that boundary. I understand. But it makes us out to sound like absolute fucking assholes. Like super narcissist. You're in fucking Starbucks and some guy, 5 people behind you in the queue gets his frappuccino first and you have a big fucking meltdown. That was Dr. K's, essentially his example. I've just extrapolated it a little bit. No, I'm afraid no. That doesn't induce a melt. That's not autism. Come on now. That's being an asshole. Okay. I hope I explained that all right. Have I bored everybody? Fork sticking into the body accumulating. That's a good analogy. I like that one, Plutonium. I mean, I don't like it, but I like it. And it's a good one. Kurt Shirt. For some reason, neurodivergence is associated with wokeness. This whole narrative about all of Gen Z's self-diagnosing disorder for attention. Oh, you tell me about it. Tell me about it. Which might be why you're... Yeah, that is it. I'm not... You're 100% right. You hit the nail on the head. That analogy. Bang. Bullseye. You got it, Kurt. That is exactly it. It's because people are... it's because of the whole self-diagnosing thing. Which, by the way, self-diagnosis is valid. I say it on every single video. It's in the description of every single video. I'm just going to keep saying it and saying it. And yeah, it's true. People have said, "Oh, what about the one person who blah 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 blah?" And it's like, can you give me an example of where that's happened? And by the way, can I actually give you an example of where people have been misled? There is a couple of accounts on TikTok, and they are prominent, and you will find them if you look for self-diagnosis, who believed they were autistic. They actually did get caught up in the trend, if you will, on TikTok. It's a specific short-form media, kind of fast-moving media content. And one lady, particularly, I believe I'm getting the gender right. I think it's a she, right? At least she looks feminine, so I think it's she. Actually got it wrong. Actually did have an autism assessment, which she believes was neuroaffirmative and good, whatever. And actually got it wrong. And she also believes I made a mistake. I thought I was autistic. It's quite possibly explained in some other ways. Great, good for you. You've learned so much. Holy shit. You've come on so far. You've learned so much. You still might be able to. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Who knows? Whatever. My point is people can access the autistic community, which, by the way, I have to say, I've never considered myself part of a community before. The word community to me sounds like, bearing in mind I'm a child of the early 80s, and I've been shot at by the IRA and bombed by the bloody IRA as well. I have many, many stories of this. The actual IRA headquarters for their bombing campaign in Germany and Europe was actually across the street from where I used to live. My bedroom. You could see the headquarters of the IRA. I've got some horrible, horrible stories. So when I hear the word community, I always think of it in like a North Irish accent. Community, like that. No offense to the Irish. But like I always think the word community just makes me think of terrorism. So I never really think of it as all part of community. But I think the autism community can be very, very proud of how inclusive it is. There are so many people who are not autistic who are card-carrying members of the autistic community in general, because it's such a good wonderful. That's a bit close to comfort. Helen, yeah, I didn't mean to bring anything back for anyone. I'm just saying the word community gives me the ick. That's why. But I try to pretend it, and I'm sorry. I had some really horrible experiences. My father was a medic in the army for 22 years, and it's not really autism content, but it's absolutely the case, and it's just that my associations with the word community, or listening to Jerry Adams on the radio or whatever. And I'm not au fait with everything and the troubles or whatever, but I am au fait with being a target and having to check for bombs. Community triggers feelings of exclusion for me. It's the thing of an affiliate in Patrick Jimmy. I get it. I understand entirely. I mean, I get it. Can I throw one out for you as well? We'll go to after party in about half hour, but like I'll just say, can I quickly say? So I've got feelings associated with the word community. You've got feelings associated with the word community, but can I just throw you another one? Patrick Chainway. Until the Discord server, I feel part of that community, and you very much are. I would say that, wouldn't I? But like, you very much are. I would say that, wouldn't I? But you very much are. You're part of the tribe. You're part of the gang. What I'm trying to say is, when you're highly masked, autist, whatever. And I feel sometimes like the highly masked Mike, which is kind of who Mike is now, part of that mask is who I am now in terms of personality. So it's kind of blended in, means that people kind of get to like the image that you produce. And if I can give you an example of what that looks like, it's like if you can imagine live streams as being, right, here we go. So we've got the Discord after party, which is the members only exclusive live streams that I do once a week. I think I've missed one, but like it's basically once a week. And I missed two actually. I missed two in like 9 months. Yeah, something like that. I try not to. But like that's like more personal than this is, which is more personal than a YouTube video is. And a YouTube video is very edited, it's very manicured, it's very produced. And that's kind of like masking, I'm not saying I'm masking, I'm trying to say it's like masking. And I liken it in my mind, inside my brain, as people come to the live streams and they unsubscribe. That's what's happened. If I check YouTube analytics after this evening, and it will say like -2, -3, -4, whatever. I'm like, haha, that's funny. Because people subscribe on my YouTube videos, they unsubscribe on the live streams. It's like the live stream is like a slightly less masked mic. The videos of the masked mic. And I kind of go like, oh, there you go. That's quantifying how masking works or how things work. That's just an example for you. Masking is like editing yourself in real time is 100% true, Scott. And then you find that people like the masked version of you, and it's like, okay, great, that's brilliant, but that requires a fuckload of energy. So, it's kind of weird. So my psychologist is asking me about like social stuff and about friends and whatever, and I can throw a party. And I actually kind of enjoy doing it. And generally speaking, like the people in my circles are more to do with like, obviously you guys predominantly, but then I've got like the marine people, and the wildlife people and that sort of stuff. And the vast majority of them are neurodivergent. So it's kind of different now. But basically, people like Mike. I get that. People didn't like Mike when I was, for most of my life, but my refined masked version of Mike, people seem to like. And it's like, okay, fuck. Okay, I have to smile all the time. I have to stand all the time with my back up straight. I have to not fidget. That's what I'm talking about. Toffel, I find you more likable on live streams as you're more real. Well, I am real, Toffel, 100%. Look, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Movements. There you go. So that's an example, but I find in and I kind of use it a little bit. So like, when I'm dealing with the hospital and stuff, I'm very assertive. I'm very polite. I'm very straight. I can look someone in the eye and say, hey, I'm going to be filing a complaint to this regulator because I've got concerns about blah, blah, blah. I'm used to doing this stuff. Nina does it too, but like I can do that, right? But like, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. So like, you can, as an autistic person that's high masking, you can find yourself in a bit of a hole because you'll find yourself being possibly popular. You might find that in later life. Let me just tell you, for everyone younger than 40 who doesn't relate to what I'm saying, that's fine. Younger Mike doesn't relate to what Mike is saying now either. But you might find that you know, in some aspects of something, you might become incredibly popular, or people might like you for one thing or another. And then that feels weird. And I'm not comparing myself to Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift's got a song. I am a secret Swiftie. I'm in the top 2% of listeners worldwide, according to Spotify. I listened to Taylor Swift for 5,000 minutes last year. Nina's very worried about my Taylor Swift habit. She's got a song where she talks about sort of bleeding glitter. And I get that, because none of us know who she really is. We just know this masked version. Perform for us, that sort of thing. And yeah. So like, you know, that's kind of professional masking for money though. It's different. Oh yes, it is. It's completely secret. It's a you know, it's a dirty habit. It's like masturbation. But you kind of like create this sort of image, this sort of persona. No, Nina hates Taylor Swift. She wasn't bothered before. Like, but she fucking hates Taylor Swift now. Chaz and Dave, yeah. Chaz and Dave's great, yeah. I'll share my Spotify list. You can see what I'm listening. It's all sorts. It's very, 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 very eclectic. But there's an awful lot of Taylor Swift involved. Let me just drink something. Hang on. Autism Addict? You got to climb on the stage and wave to... What? How? Are you running sort of security or something? Yeah, I know Meg's a Swiftie, yeah. Meg is an actual Swiftie. I'm just a secret Swiftie. I was driving today, Jansen. Today was brought to you by Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and the Scorpions. That was what was keeping me sane today. But it changes, it varies. Yesterday there was an awful lot of Taylor Swift involved. So yeah, it varies. Leslie, the fairies are doing great. Thank you very much. This time is hardcore street punk. Nice. I'm 3 weeks away from 60, but I'm very close. I am very close to it. Oh, no. Oh, John. Shh, John. Shh. What's your favourite song? Very, very, very. It is actually, do you know what? Is quite funny? Do you know what is genuinely quite amusing? Back in the summer, when we first let Hydra's kittens explore the garden in a big playpen, some of the music from the Hydra Rising music videos was from that. And Nina's son came over with his girlfriend that went to the Eras tour, and I'm super jealous. She went to the Eras tour. She really enjoyed it. And obviously, you know, her partner and Nina hate Taylor Swift. So I had to turn the Taylor Swift music off. But I put on some instrumental Taylor Swift songs, and no one had a clue that they were Taylor Swift songs. And we were just giggling about it all afternoon. It was brilliant. So yeah, all sorts of stuff. Yannick, cool. Yay, hopefully you can join in some games. Boltzman, thank you very much. I don't think I could ever do earrings, but there you go. Flipping Quinn can do earrings. I'm like, wow, pretty cool. Yeah, so I put some sneaky toes. Well, yeah, we just giggling about it. It was good fun. It's good fun. Swifties have got a good vibe. Kate Bush is amazing. Yeah, Kate Bush, Rickety, had a big upsurge, particularly after Stranger Things. Yeah, that's given Kate Bush this huge new sort of popularity research. What's the matter? Thank you. And thank you for helping and supporting and commenting and being part of everything. Thank you. I met Kate Bush. That's amazing. Who needs earrings when you have cat ears? Well, Meg can do both. I don't know. This is just like a 50% here. But when my hair's a bit longer, it works better with the ears. Yeah, an earring. Yeah, you end up fidgeting with it, and then yeah. Jansen K. Bush is a fantastic. Andre is autistic, and it's uncool to ruminate on such things. Well, it depends. I think it depends. I think it's also subjective. I don't think it's the worst crime in the world to ruminate on whether somebody alive is autistic or not. I think people can get really carried away with it. Like, I mean, Taylor Swift is a good example. I don't think Taylor Swift would ever see or actually be affected by millions of people arguing about it, but you know, still potentially. Sure. Do you have any chance for some advice for daily living? Having a debunk on NT social skills, debug and attention. Debuff. Debuffs. Yes, important part of my life sucks. Does it get better? How old are you, Kurt? If you don't mind me asking. Why are wearing cat ears in videos of protection from Autism Speaks? These are the protective cat ears of justice. To give me a +10 to scammers and grifters. Protection. Psychic protection. That's what they give me. I think the closest you came to saying I was autistic was I would be surprised if you didn't get your autism cake. Yes, I may have said that. I don't usually say such things to people. I think so. It sort of depends. It depends. It depends if you've got a reason for saying such things, and if it might not be taken, and if the person understands what you're saying. I think look, 99%. Look, I'm pulling that figure out my arse, but look, you know, slap my wrist, whatever. Like 99% of the world thinks autism equals, you know, negative attributes. You're quote unquote low functioning. You're low intelligence. You're just, you know, a burden. Blah blah blah. All of this kind of stuff. That attitude. That's what 99% think. So if I were to say, for example, like I gave the example with the engineer that worked on some of my scuba equipment, looks after my scuba equipment, I said, how very autistic of you. And we've never talked about autism before, but I know that he knows. I know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's a lovely compliment. It works. There's nothing wrong with knowing the diameter and composition and appropriateness of every type of it. I actually trust my life to that guy knowing that stuff. I'm just saying, maybe somebody else should service the bailout stuff. It's not serviced by the same guy. Could you imagine that? But I don't trust myself. I would never. Some things I don't touch. So anyway, like, that's kind of like the attitude. You know, when you can look at sort of autism traits as being what they are, sort of neutral, almost fence sitting. Some things are bad. Some things are bad. Like some autistic traits are not that useful or that helpful. And sometimes we don't get to choose our interests either. I'm 16. Getting the answer is yes. Yeah. Yes, Kurt. There are actually, for the next 2 years, there are third sector autistic organizations. Unfortunately, they require a formal diagnosis to access. And unfortunately, formal diagnoses can take a long time. This is if you don't have one. I don't know. You don't need to say anything. Kurt, you don't need to disclose anything. I'm just saying. Okay. Does it get better? The answer is yes. Do you know what? If you're going to be, I'm not saying anyone is, but if you want to be a cynical asshole about it, you can say things are going to get better because you're going to learn more coping strategies. You're going to learn how to. Oh wow! Thanks for super chat. I'll get to that in a moment, Joshua. I will. I just want to complete my mind thing first. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That will buy me a coffee tomorrow and possibly a slice of cake, depending if the cake is vegan. Hospital food, like the hospital cafe, is like. I'll probably just go to Starbucks, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, it gets better. If you ever feel, Kurt, like things are getting difficult, like you're thinking existentially, oh shit, I'm alone, I can't cope with this, that, or the other, I can't do this, or I can't. If you ever feel like that, and you're ever really feeling like super negative about something, you can always understand the experience. You used a video game RPG analogy, I'll give you one back. You will level up. You will learn traits and skills that you never thought possible. Yes, a lot of those traits and skills relate to masking and techniques. You will learn them, and things will be better for you. And that's the worst outcome. Like, that's like, you know, I hope that helps. That's true. Like you're exposing Kurt in early language. I don't mean to. I'm just saying, right? That's things do get better, and you'll learn coping strategies, and learn healthy ones. As he takes a drink of a monster energy drink, not sponsored, just random energy drink, which is not good for you. Bad example, but you know. Just learn good strategies. Thank you very much, Joshua. Thanks for your videos. 44. You and I are in the same league. I'll be 44 very, very soon. ADHD plus an autistic diagnosis in May last year. Congratulations on the autism. I just thought I was blind and weird. Are you blind? Are you blind? There are a lot of, and I do genuinely mean this. I don't want to call anyone out, but there are quite a few blind people that watch. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. And in fact, to be fair, the blind community people have actually. I say blind community people. There I am segmenting things and pigeonholing people. When I've said, I had a call. There's a lovely lady that watches my channel and came to me from Quinn, Autismatic, and thanks to her, I have actually been making my videos more accessible. So there are a lot less like jokes that are just visual, and I focus on the audio. So there is always an audio version to explain the joke. It's not just necessarily like a sarcasm indicator on the screen or something. I will make an effort to make it better and more accessible in that regard. The intersection of blind and audio HD, I can't imagine. I can imagine to some, but thank you so much. Without being sarcastic, incredibly brave of you. And I'm glad I've been able to help in some way. I try my best. It's I don't know. I don't want to I can't mention people by name. They have said that they're blind. The lady I mentioned, she was blind from birth, 100%, 100% non. And I had a fascinating conversation with her and Quinn at the same time on Quinn's phone, actually, about how she actually accesses YouTube videos and what makes it better or what. It's just like a whole new way of experiencing the world. And I'm describing the environment I'm in. Verbally, like an audiobook. Like I can see canal boats, I can see buildings, there's this, it sounds like this, it looks like this. And just gives you a whole new perspective that somebody else's experience, irrespective of their disability, that their actual experience of life, their experience of the world is completely different. And it's a really good analogy for neurodiversity also. I am blind. Level 6 my whole life, totally blind since age 15. Thank you very much for being here. There are others. There are other people that are blind too. I don't know that there are that many people that have said that they are deaf though. I used to have really good closed captions, but I need to get them working with Restream. Finding a way of good people in life that helps a lot. It really does. I'm reading the comments. Sorry. Let me just tweak this and quickly read. Like both Mike and Meg read out the memes. Yeah, totally. I can tell you something I found very, very useful. And this has actually affected people in I don't want to say in real life, because that's not quite, Okay. Off YouTube then. Even my mum. I have a broader understanding of, I guess, not just accessibility, but like more to do with different people's experiences of the world. Better way to put it. I appreciate the more audio accessibility. I mostly listen to radio, and the radio have access to the video, so it's great to know what's going on. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, B. That mostly started, by the way, the microphone and everything. This pretty much started because people would listen to the live stream on the way to work or walking the dog. So it became like I'd read some of the comments out. Yeah, hearing about autistic people's struggles and the idea that other people have them as well. And still having hope is quite reassuring. Keep in mind, definitely. And you have an advantage also, Kurt, over many others, which is that you have access to the internet, which is just something. Imagine if that was no longer in your life and how small it makes your world. That's the experience of many of the people in the chat right now growing up. And it's just been amazing. And as much as I curse the Google and YouTube algorithm, it has worked, hasn't it? Yeah. Apologies if I miss anyone. Harriet, my autistic traits are blamed on my visual impairment when I was a kid. I bet. A lot of autistic kids get accused of being deaf. So they're in school and it's like, oh, you're not paying attention, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, you can't hear me, or accused of being deaf. A funny one. Exit 101, verging on telepathy. Stop. Come on now. I never said telepathy doesn't exist. By the way. Oh. Never mind. Never mind. I wish we had the internet growing up. Yeah. Me too. Too often you feel like you're writing a script but you have no control, like a dream. And yeah, that's how I feel a lot of the time, Exit. I feel like I'm a passenger. And you know, psychologists described it as like being on a train. I guess so, maybe, but like I do often feel like okay, this is happening. All right, sit down and get on with it then. That's oh, Lisa, thank you so much. That's really kind. Who said well, yeah, your channel's on the internet, and your channel's part of the reason why I was able to learn about ASD. Thank you so much. Thank you again, by the way, for that. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was a massive help to me. I can't remember how I'm trying to figure out the idea. I did keep notes. The internet was a big part of it. Finding online creators was part of it too. That was more towards the end of me realizing that I was autistic, though. There was a book, and it will be a Tea and Tales, and I'm trying, like, Tea and Tales wise. By the way, Tea and Tales is where you can all win a book if you want, signed by most of the books that have gone out to people have been signed by Hydra and Saber. Sometimes other cats. Hydra nearly always signs a book, mostly because her paws are massive, and it just looks really cool to have this massive paw print on the book. But I'm trying not to do autobiographies and things, because it's like, it's just one person's experience. But anyway, it was basically a book about some ladies, I say some lady, the author's explanation about how she realized she was autistic. And this person's into like martial arts. I'm not. They're female. I'm not. I don't know really anything really about their life that much. Like, but their experiences, their life is completely different to mine. But all of the experiences could be mine. Like if I were publishing a book, I could literally just plagiarize their book, and because all the stories are me, and that's when the ball started rolling really fast for me. That book will be a Tea and Tales, but only mostly because it's like a pet project type of thing, you know, like it means something to me, therefore I'll put you all through it. So yeah, mostly I've avoided those books. I've tried to stick to books that have a certain angle on them, like Pete Warmby's one on school, or Pianovelli, which is a really funny one, you know. Fern Brady's book was hell of interesting. I mean, like a lot of the experiences, I mean, I have punched a few walls, but not like Fern Brady. I'm surprised Fern Brady's got knuckles left. Fern Brady punches a lot of walls. I'd recommend punching a pillow if you do that. I once punched one of my plushies and I felt so sad about it for years afterwards. Still do. Still makes me feel icky. Yeah, don't do that. Don't punch plushies. Sorry about that, everyone. Oh, I'm back in the room. The unemployment statistic on autism is insane. Yeah. How much of it is societal, cultural stuff? All of it. Like, yeah, it's getting a lot better now. I actually have a book here. Hang on a second. I don't know if you, Ashley, I'll quickly attend to this. Yeah. And I actually remember it as a kid. I was having a horrible meltdown and I punched one of my plushies and threw it across the room. And I actually feel really sick about it. That's a weird one, isn't it? Can't believe I just said that on the internet. But yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. Call me Chris vibes. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, let me just... Red Jen, if people ask your opinion, make sure they really want it. I asked 3 times they want my thoughts, what they want to hear. I mean, to be fair, I sometimes give my opinions on YouTube videos and people still don't want it. At least they still, get very unhappy. Laura, don't. I need to go to plushie prison. I need to go to plushie prison. Sorry, I'm sorry. Don't, yeah. Ellie says that she's without friends, which is absolute bollocks, Ellie. How are your experiences with job interviews, by the way? I have had hundreds of job interviews. Somewhere in the 500 job interview range, somewhere around there. I will do conversations about it, 100%. Actually, it depends what your question is. If your question is, what's my experience of finding jobs, finding employment? The answer is a different answer to the job interviews. The interviews is different. Make a binder. Oh, let's not hear about plushie violence. I'm sad about it now. It's weird how these things affect you, isn't it? It's very strange. Anyway, this book here is called Autism Equality in the Workplace. Unfortunately, it belongs to someone else, so I cannot send it away. It isn't going to be a Tea and Tales, sadly. But such things now exist. Here we go. This is very interesting. 43% autistic adults have left or lost a job because of their condition. 41% of autistic adults over 55 have spent 10 plus years without a paid job. 37% of autistic adults have never been in paid employment after age 16. It's pretty bad picture. In fact, even looking at, this is not a bad book. This is actually quite helpful. This is like a do this guide, you know, a very short sort of do this guide. It's very good. Union lady and autistic too. And I can't, this book belongs to someone who belongs to someone. The person who owns this book doesn't know I have it. It's not stolen. It's not stolen. Myth or realities? There is an autism epidemic. Yeah, I'm right. Some autistic people are high functioning, some low functioning. Oh, I'm getting triggered already. Autism is mental illness. Autism is a disorder. Autistic people are low intelligence. There's tons of stuff in here. There are no autistic people where I work. How do you know? You can't just tell just by looking. You might have colleagues who don't know they're autistic or some who do not want to tell you. Yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to say anything. Don't use me as an example, by the way. I'm speaking to the younger ones here. As an example of any sort of disclosure. The content creation side of things and getting to the point where I'm sort of like out to borrow from the gay and queer communities. So Hydra's trying to leave, but Saber's like, No, it's not Saber. Dottie is huge, by the way. A massive void. Dottie's like a black hole. Dottie is the reason everybody's held on this planet. Aerospace technician, pretty common one for autistic people, I think. Hated it, sorry. I worked for British Aerospace for a short while. They were a fantastic place to work. I'm ex-Microsoft also. Autistic man. Sorry, I'm just reading this book. I mean, you know, you may come along to a live stream, but I'm just reading this. And in 4 minutes we'll go to we'll do the thing. I'm just sitting there reading Autism Equality in the Workplace. But yeah, there are things are getting better. Big topics, but one at a time. Jans, I found a bunch from job to job for decades, Mike. Yeah, me too. 100%. My last full-time job was in 2003. One place to spend long was abused that badly. Yes, in fact, I can relate. I've got stories. I've told some of them in some videos, and literally had nightmares for ages, for a very long time, like 20 years. I've not long stopped having nightmares about my first employment after uni. It's not a pretty picture. The computer science autism in the early 2000s was a good thing to have. But you don't get to choose. You know, imagine like playing Dungeons and Dragons, but someone else has started your character sheet for you. And you only get to choose like some small things, some small traits, you know, after like level 5 or something. But like, here's your character, you're playing this one. That's life. John Blow, Mike, what's the title? My video on employment is it's over a year old now. Hop on and you'll see it. It's got the word employment in it. You could probably search the channel. It's one of the old ones. Search the videos by like old and then go like 10 up or something. I'm so sorry. I have deep connections to my soft friends. I'm quite secretive about it at times, but it feels like they have little souls. They do, Bar Vinci. Engineers are mostly ND. If you could do maths or science, then engineering is good for autistics. It is. I don't look. We're definitely going to be doing after party shortly. Mostly because I have to just drop myself again another little poof. But let me just quickly say, regarding autism in employment, it's not actually about the jobs. Okay, it's actually more about the environment, the culture, and also the manager / boss / client. That's basically it. Like when we think about what jobs are good for autistic people, and then we go, right, we need quiet ones with autonomy, you know. But like historically, it's been this sort of like repetitive jobs or manufacturing or some sort of like agricultural type role. Or monk, I guess. But whatever. It's more about like the things you should look for. And it can be any job can be made an autism friendly job. Well, not any job, actually. That's not true. Most jobs can be made autism friendly, but most of them are not. Time for me to go. NYC culture awaits. Regards to NYC and you, Geoffrey. Take care and thank you for popping in. Unmasking Autism by Dr. Devon Bryce is a fantastic book and was one of the Tea and Tales books early on. Yes, it's very good. And there are some clues and tips in that book on unmasking as well. Some non-bullshitty, non-wanky tips. For example, intentionally choosing a different outfit based on comfort rather than appearance. Whistling or singing or humming a song or something, you know. I mean, Don't Price is writing very generic advice, but the issue is sort of taking one of these things and just trying it out for a while. You know, maybe you do want to sing. Maybe you do want to spin on the high street. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you do. Just try slowly. Little bit like, you know, a lot of people say to me, oh, how do I go plant-based or vegan? So I'm like, well, I just like, next time you order food or something, pick the vegan one or whatever. Just one, you know. It's not like, oh, go just switch. It's like that sort of. It's like just pick something, one thing, and it's just about finding yourself again. It's about regaining who you are. A lot of this comes with age. Like almost naturally it comes with age. You never find old people. Like all old people basically just don't give a shit anymore. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Made a reservation for that book at the library. Do it, Sharmat. It's an amazing book. Not non-wanky tips for a new band name. Yeah, because like, I guess I don't know. I mean, just to let you in on a secret. Like as a YouTube content creator, it's like YouTube wants longer videos. I like making like 5-minute videos, but YouTube kind of makes me do 20-minute ones. But like, I don't puff them out. I delete so much of my YouTube videos. As you might imagine, autistic person talking to themselves in a quiet room. That's a trait, and that works very well for making YouTube content. But like, I'm trying not to waffle. All the shit I'm saying now would get cut out of a YouTube video, and I would smile and look at the camera. But yeah, that book, the Dr. Price book, is very good. The sort of like actual advice, which you can just skip to if you want. In fact, start reading the book at the unmasking section, and then you can read the rest of it for background if you want. If you're interested in the trans community, queer community, Dr. Price is a... I'm not going to say it because I'm going to say it wrong. I don't know. Is Dr. Price trans? I'm not sure. But Dr. Price is from the LGBTQIA+ community. So there is some exploration about the intersection. Oh, it's interesting. I found it interesting. I mean, I don't know. I'm reading. I read to learn and I ask to learn. So I learn. I'm prematurely old in that case, Helen. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what I mean. Well, you're not an old person if you're offended, Jenny, because if you're an old person, you just don't give a shit. You got your hair in curlers, you got your cup of tea, right? And you're just like, I don't give a shit anymore. That is my spirit person. That's what I'm trying to say. It's actually a superpower. You can... like, that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Put your metaphorical hair or not in curlers and put on your baggy pants. So I call them fluffers, but I got into trouble for calling them fluffers because apparently that means something else. Copilot says Autistic AF is a popular? What was your prompt, Leslie? YouTube channel dedicated to sharing experiences and advice from an autistic perspective. I'd say so. What was the prompt? Curlers since I was in my 20s. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But leave the curlers in. That's my imagine. You've got like a baggy blouse on, baggy trousers, and you've got like comfortable slippers or shoes on. You've got a nice cup of tea, and you've got like a pinny on or something. You know, like an apron. And you're like, I just don't give a shit. But not in a bad way. It's not a negative thing. It's just when the final piece of masking just falls away. That's my hero. You know what I mean? Baldur's Gate 3, you have to pick as part of your character creation process a sort of like a guardian. You have to design a guardian kind of character. And usually it's something that looks like a knight in shining armor, you know. I think my guardian character would be this old woman who's seen it all, just doesn't give a shit. The end of the world? Fuck that. She's seen the world end before. She's gotten through it. That's what I'm saying, okay? Right. That's all. That's the story I'm giving you. Baldur's Gate 3. The guardian, sort of dream guardian character. No spoilers. This is just part of the character creation process. It's a bit weird when it asks you to create this dream guardian. It's a bit weird. It makes sense later on, but it's not really Nora Batty, but close. It's the culture. Yeah, it's like the essence. Yeah. That's the spirit guardian. Yeah, everyone needs one. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like you want to spin, you want to move your arms, you want to, as long as you're not, you know, it becomes a bit more difficult if like you're in an airplane, you know, economy seat, and then you've got people next to you, you know, you can't smack them in the face because you're stimming, but you know, it's about that, just, you know, intentional stimming. Vera Duckworth is getting close. Yeah. Is she Dream Guardian? Having physio for essentially tight muscles, a killer dance strand room, seek to explore everything. Yeah, my body's very tense to you. I understand. I relate. He's got an old C flat with a long grey moustache, one wing slightly crooked. Special superpower, not giving a shit. That's even better, El Moonlight. That is closer. Mike, you have a great stream turnout today, despite your best efforts. What do you mean? My body was always tense to that. Do whatever Vic wanted. Yeah, so there you go. So, El Moonlight, I think that needs to go into AI. I'm sorry, an artist needs to do it. But like, I need an old C flat. With a battered old C flap with its hair in curlers and you know, one wing slightly off, yep, and a special superpower of not giving a shit, and that's what I want for all of you as well. General Otter, I don't know about it. I would do a D&D stream with other neurodivergent YouTubers, 100%. Call me, no, don't call me, don't call me. Don't call me at all. Sorry, one of my alarms was going to go off. I set alarms. This is my thing. Thank you very much, phone. And I say, hey Siri, cancel my alarm. It's like, which one? You have 6 alarms set or 6 timers set. And it's like, oh my god. Michael B. Yeah, D&D is fun. I've never played D&D. I mean, obviously, games, whatever. And I would love to join in. And it's just like you've got an idea about my schedule and my life right now. Life right now is difficult, honestly, very difficult, and it's sort of not forever. And God, I mean, one doctor was like, "Well, we all have to die sometime. You know, we're all going to die." And it's like, yeah, I know. Let's have this conversation about 3 meters this way. Yeah. Dog's more anxious, and this is it. You see, like sorry if you heard drinking noises. Not my intention. I'm sorry, everyone. How do I don't know. I was struggling to find the right form of words to be respectful of everybody's time and explain it. But there we go. In summary, everyone here, there's going to be people going through stuff. And I've had a really shit week. Well, it's not really full explanation, but reasonable explanation in the first 15 minutes of this stream, if you rewind. We've also talked about, I guess, the Autistic AF and Autism Speaks collab. I'm going to call it a collab. I'm going to call it an Autism Speaks collab. We have in the future, medical technology report of being aging to death will be optional. I hope to see that day. I think it will only be for the rich people, Jansons. I think it will, such things I think will eventually exist. Yeah, I know this is your area of expertise, and I think you are quite possibly right. I think if we were an interstellar species, practical interstellar travel, it may be a very interesting future. Neurodivergence and dragons. And death is always ugly and it's always hard. That's just how it is. This is true, Miss Pat. Right, if you like you've been for us, I appreciate that. And it does sound wanky and cheesy, by the way. So, but I also I know and thank you and I intend to continue advocating for the autistic community, including those with the highest support needs. Although I'm not one, but that doesn't mean that I don't have support needs. And also sometimes I just don't feel like talking about it. My entire life / lived experience has been focusing on my deficits. And sometimes you get the Eileen Lambs of this world that just want to watch me eat glass or something on camera. I have to be capable and so-called functional enough to make a video of myself at my worst. And I'm just not willing to do that. Because fuck you, right? I don't think it progresses anything. Cut shirt, yeah, one of our kids eats screws and smears poo on the walls. And I think, and I don't believe that progresses advocacy from my perspective. Everyone's got their own, I say voice, and I mean that word sort of advisedly. I am intentionally not attacking non-speaking autists. There are many on my channel. I've learnt a lot from them. There was one non-speaking autist, a young guy, under 20. And he asked for my help, but I can't give it. And so this was in YouTube comments. So, this is sort of public domain. I'm not going to give any information out. This is to protect privacy, etc. But he had been written off his whole life because he didn't speak. And he was in a school for intellectual disabilities, but he didn't have intellectual disabilities. And he commented, I read this comment to Nina in tears. I was in tears reading it. And he commented that he was just sort of thrown a book. Maybe it was on flying frogs, but he was just, go read this children's book. And what he wanted to do was have an education. He just wanted a fucking education. But because Harriet Windybank, wanky cheese, Cathedral City is amazing. Vegan cheese is getting better, but I'm with you on this. Last year, Nina and I got all the vegan cheeses. This was our Christmas thing. We got a load of vegan cheeses and we tried one by one and they were all shit. But yeah, Cathedral City is very good. And I need to tell you all this. This is why we're not after party. This is party. This is like after party limbo right now, okay? I'm just telling everyone on YouTube. Because he eventually emailed me, but like he was he commented that he didn't know what to do because he was in basically a high school, but just not doing anything. His entire day just involved sitting in a corner, which is a dream for me at high school, by the way. I wished I could have had that high school in a way. But he had no education and he knew it was going to hurt him. And he was entirely dismissed. And he said he's got no friends there, but that's because he wasn't intellectually disabled. And as a consequence, because his actual day-to-day needs were low, he got nothing. No teacher, nothing. Because everyone else is keeping everyone safe and ensuring that he didn't, everyone else, co-occurring epilepsy, things like this, making sure they stay alive. 24-hour supervision. This young lad did not have 24-hour supervision, but he had nothing. He was given nothing, and he was trying to educate himself. And that was my advice, by the way. My advice was to because he was very eloquent word-wise in text, and to just put together a proposal to say, I want to do this course. Pick something from Khan Academy or Udemy, fuck Skillshare, but something like that. And just get them to fund it and actually have him do like online learning. You can learn anything online now. And just go that way. And it just broke my heart. Because he was capable of so much more. He had such potential, but he was completely written off. And I hate to say it, but that's an example of intellectual disabilities speaking over disabling someone by virtue of the fact that he didn't have intellectual disabilities. Is that not weird and perverse and upside down and strange? The world is a very complicated place, and there's no black and white, but I see more black and white thinking from neurotypicals than I do from autistic people. What the fuck? And it chokes me up because this is very real. The comments are on my YouTube comment section. And it is one of the most heartbreaking things. It's like... So, I would like to find a way that someone like Eileen Lamb and I can find common ground and we can actually have agreement with each other. And I understand her frustration. I don't empathize. I haven't parented somebody with significantly high needs. But I know people that have. And I also know that people are not always arseholes. I know decent people. There are people in this community even that have children with high support needs that are struggling and are not colossal assholes. And what I'm trying to say is, there must be a way in which Autism Speaks and Autistic AF / Autistic Cats can find common ground. I always look for it, and the only way I can see that ever working out, and I'd like to also say that other content creators have worked with ABA therapy, ABA therapists. Kaylin Partlow has, and I would like to talk to her about that. I'm not sure she would want the conversation, but I'm curious. Dan from the Aspie World has also commented on or with Autism Speaks, and it's like in a positive light. And I struggle to say anything good on the basis of the fact that I am an ex-charity trustee. Also, I understand charity governance, and I also know that third-party organisations like Charity Navigator that assess charities to see if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing have a set of metrics that Autism Speaks is gaming, because Autism Speaks is not helping. It's neurotypical speaks, and the amount of money they spend is tiny. And I know Eileen Lamb is now saying that they are now focusing and changing direction and focusing on aging and this, that, and the other. But I'm afraid it's bollocks, because What can be said without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. It's bollocks. And I might be wrong. I might be quote unquote spreading misinformation, as I have been accused of doing. Well, prove me wrong. I could never have managed a charity where somebody donates $100 and I spend 60 cents. One of the most common questions I was asked as a trustee of a multi-million dollar animal shelter was, if I give you $10,000, how much of it is going to impact the animals? How much of it is going to go on salaries? And how much of it is going to go on feeding the animals, paying the vet care, and so on? And people want to know the ratio. I was asked the ratio all the fucking time. It became a hot button topic. People used it to attack the organization. Oh, you're spending too much on the manager, you're spending too much on the staff, you're spending too much here, you need to... We're arguing about ratios, around the 50% mark, right? Broadly speaking. The amount they spend is 60 cents. 6 cents to the dollar. No, I'm wrong. I apologize. I'm giving out misinformation. My brain maths is failing. It's not 6 cents to the dollar, is it? It's less than 1 cent to the dollar. Now, they would argue that they spend more on helping people. They do other things. Research is helping people. Their research priorities are weird, though. And they do have what they think is a validated test for toddlers to identify autism in a very early population. It's a screening tool. Okay, we'll talk about that in a video at some point. It's neither here nor there, really. I consider helping autistic people as actually helping autistic people, and it's they define it as like, it's a family support, whatever the fuck that means. So there we are. Amber, I'm just justifying myself. That's why I'm taking so long. Yeah, they will eventually have a Netflix expose made about them. I think that's possibly true. Concrete Jungle, yeah, they're definitely in that category. And you won't find too many charities that have got less than 1% sort of efficiency rating. I spent several years as a trustee. By the way, when I started as a trustee, I literally went around, literally searching. I found fire extinguishers that were literally so out of date, covered in dust, with no pressure in them. So if anyone needed a fire extinguisher, they're fucked. They're not going to work. Got to wait for the fire brigade to arrive. Just simple stuff like this, accounts that were a mess. And all I'm doing is just being, and I now see it as autistic, looking down like, what is good due diligence? You could almost Google, what do I do as a charity director? What is good diligence? And then just do the things it says. It's so easy. It's not hard. Well, one of those metrics which Charity Navigator does not work on, because Autism Speaks actually has a good score, right? The metric is what goes in, what goes out. So UNICEF, what goes in, what goes out. Doctors Without Borders, Médecins Sans Frontières. Fantastic. These are examples of brilliant charities. There you go. UNICEF and Médecins Sans Frontières. They're my two favorites. What goes in? Very, 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 very much what goes out. Like they are like, I can't tell you what it is, but you put $1 in and like the majority of it gets spent on stopping child sex slavery and that sort of thing. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like way high. Autism Speaks, $1 goes in, not even a cent comes out. What the fuck? Yeah, I didn't mention Red Cross, Jensen. I mean, I'm not saying Red Cross don't do good, and I would be prepared to bet that there aren't many charities with as bad a ratio. And this ratio is not a metric that charities are assessed on. Like, it's not actually a thing that they can game. I'm just telling you what the ratio is. Like, just look at their accounts. It's a crying shame. Number of families is like 13, by the way. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I looked. It's like a few families. You know, it's like a tenth of the people in this live stream. That's how many people is it? Engineers Without Borders, 100% in, 100% out. There you go. Yeah, Doctors Without Borders is very near 100% too. And it's like, what the fuck? And I feel the need to say all of this stuff, like super, 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 super loudly and super, super, super often, because I think it will actually affect some change. Maybe not much. I'm hoping for 1%. I'm just saying. You know, maybe the next gala that they don't have starters. They just have like main and dessert. They don't have the starters, and then that goes to the autistic people. Maybe that much. Maybe they can say that autistic people without co-occurring intellectual disability exist. Maybe they can say that. I'm not asking for much. And it does not take away from anybody. There is no pot of autism gold. Well, there is actually. It's their treasury. But there is no pot of autism gold. General Otter, have you seen how much their chief exec, the Wells Fargo guy, how much he earns? I'm not doing the whole jealousy thing or whatever. I'm literally saying like how much he earns. And what does he do? What does he actually do? Other than shake the hands of rich and famous people. I think this is a problem. And I think it is probably one of the biggest problems that we have. 50% we can have dialogue. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we can have a conversation. 0.6% is taking the piss. Yeah. Yeah, it was $47 million. Do something else with it. Burn it all. Literally burn it all. Like, make a big bonfire of all the notes and burn it. Like, just do, like, I mean, holy crap. Whatever. Like, there's like... So, there we have it. Thank you, everybody, on that note. We look, things aren't always negative. The Autism Speaks conversation, this stream, has been brought to you by Eileen Lamb's comment on my YouTube video. I pinned her comment. Please don't be super mean to her. I mean, it's up to you. Like, do what you want. Well, within reason, rules, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's... at least you get a nice fire, visual stim. General, holy shit. I might steal that joke. At least... They could just burn the $47 million. At least it would make a nice... At least it's a nice visual stim. And I will keep mentioning it. And I don't know. Maybe they hate me, whatever. I don't know. I am not fueled by hate, by the way. I am fueled by Yorkshire tea. And this episode has been brought to you by vegan cheese. Oh, actually, there isn't. It's just tea. It's just tea. It's an energy drink as well, because I'll cocodamol. Today's episode has been brought to you by tea and cocodamol. Today's episode has been brought to you by tea and cocodamol. Holy crap. Okay. I'll see some of you in the after party. We'll play some games. It has to be quite light today, I'm afraid, because of my brain. I'm thinking maybe we do some drawful. I think that'd be really cool. Or maybe that like scary hotel game. That scary hotel game is like so much fun. I think that's hilarious. We've had some really tense moments in the scary hotel game, but we could do something along that kind of level for now. But I'm hoping to do more, and also we'll bleed some of it out into this stream too. But it's yeah. Today I've had a really hard week. I don't know what to tell you. It's not always like that. I think I'm quite a positive person and I'm quite high energy normally, but like holy crap. Yesterday I had a wardeness pretend that she couldn't speak English, and I'm like, oh. And I said, hello, hi, just let you know, my mum needs a loo. You need a hand? Is everything okay? And she just ignored me. And it's like, hi, do you speak English? You got the Autism Skeleton She-shirt. You got it before Jansen did. I'm fueled by cauliflower cheese, murder trivia party. Okay, murder trivia party, possibly drawful, something along those lines. I have to do this while lying down. But we will party in a horizontal, in a non-sexual horizontal position. See you there. Thank you everybody for turning up. Thank you everyone. I'll see you all next week. I think hopefully things should be better. I'll see you next week. Well, I'll see you in videos and obviously the Discord for those that support me on that. But otherwise, it's fine. Thank you all so very much. Bye-bye. Bye soon. Bye. See you soon. Bye. Bye.